Tonight, on a very special Saturday night Star Trek on Clobbering Times. I always wanted to say that tonight on a very special something or other. Now we have it. This is a special event tonight, folks. Oh, look at that! Hey, everyone. We indeed, and we had a special guest appearance.
From Paco.
It was Paco. Okay, see, I didn't know that. Yeah, hello, Paco. Come see Uncle Mikey. Uncle Clobby, sorry. I'm Uncle Mikey to all the kids, I guess. Well, welcome, my friends, to Clobbering Times issue number 286 on YouTube, but 986 overall. And we indeed, everyone. Wow, I think it's Saturday Night Star Trek.
I think it is.
I'm just writing down the names of friends who are here, because it is great to see you all, and of course shout them all out in due course. But first I want to say welcome everyone, welcome clobberers, and please, of course, a big hand for the greatest first officer in the fleet, RM Raquel. Why don't you say one or the other? How about Commander RM Briggs? How about that?
That's good.
Welcome, my dear. I love you.
I love you too. It's so good to be here. I'm excited to see everyone tonight. We got a packed house. We have a great show. We have some special features on tonight's show. It's going to be so much fun.
I can't wait. Can't wait. Let's see here. I let my chat fly and it went, I got to hold it up there so I can get some names. See who else popped in. Yep, I cannot wait to do that. We've got, it's a special night, everyone, because, of course, we're ending season 4 of The Next Generation. We got through 4. Oh, boy, we got through 4 seasons. Wow, we are mighty. And it wasn't always easy. It wasn't always easy. So before we start with our hellos and our show notes and all that stuff, I would like for my first officer to tell you all about her wonderful literary works of science fiction and where they are or where they might be acquired.
Well, thank you so much, Captain. Folks, I'm a science fiction author and I'm looking for a publisher. And so I'm trying to drum up some interest for my stories. So you can buy them on Amazon. All you have to do is look up RM Briggs on Amazon, and you can download them onto any device. You can also download them through your Kindle. And I could sure use your support. They're only 74 cents, I believe, once you do the calculation. I think they're only 74 cents each American. So sure could use your support. And I just want to say a warm thank you and send a hug and a kiss and just so much appreciation to everyone who has read my stories and has left me those reviews. They mean the world to me. I love you guys.
Thank you all so much for that. Really, you all, what a great group we have here. Amazing. You're all amazing clobberers. So, show note is, the show note is I don't have any show notes because I'll do something Monday night. I'm not sure what it's going to be now, but it'll be comics related because it's Monday night Mark C Comics Talk. Hopefully I'll be hanging out. I hope to be hanging out with my buddy Mark D with a C on his show tomorrow. If he's doing that, we'll find out from him later. Let's see here. And shows and stuff and things and videos next week for sure. My spinner rack video, first one dropped today. Yes, very late, and then there will be one tomorrow. But other than that, I'm trying to make more videos and all that stuff. So why don't we get on with the hellos and stuff like that? Because see, tonight's show, it won't take us long since we're reviewing just 2 episodes, but we're going to also give a look back at the season, and then we'll have a couple of special friends, special crew members,
and special features.
And special features. Absolutely. You saw that. I put that on there.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited to show it to everyone.
And the brand. Okay. If I did do the right one, right? Look at the brand. Go down there in the video clips and see if you see the title correct. The correct title.
I shall see.
Below by Wesley clip. It's below the by Wesley clip. Make sure that is correct. Because I forgot to tell you about that before the show, so you just mentioned it. Oops. If not, we get it.
I don't see it, but that's okay. Oh, here it is.
There you go.
Do we
Is that the
have
right
it? Is
one?
it here? Is it here?
Is that the name of it? With B?
I don't know.
Breaking.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that
It's
would
it.
be it.
It's
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Yeah, if you go in, there are titles about things. Anyway, Wesley dies. He dies every night around here, Zathras.
I made sure
Wesley
of that,
dies every
Zathras.
He dies every night around here.
I wouldn't be a good
Oh,
first
dear.
officer if I didn't make sure we blew Wesley up every night. The Comic Relief Crusader says, Raquel, what medium would you consider for publishing? Comic Relief Crusader, I live in Alberta, and I try to shop around for a publishing house to do a short story collection. And either the publishing firms here are not interested in short story collections from unknown authors, or else they're just not interested in science fiction, and certainly not science fiction short story. So when I went and looked through all of Western Canadian publishing, in fact, they basically said we're not interested. So I would really like to have the short story collection published physically. I would like a physical copy of it. And of course, I grew up loving Edgar Allan Poe. I've been a massive fan of Edgar Allan Poe since I was about 10 or 11 years old. And so he used to have, his legacy was the publishing houses taking his short stories and doing these marvelous little understated leather pocketbooks where there are no graphics, there are no bells and whistles, just the cover looks like leather, but it's not leather, it's paper. And then inside there's 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 short stories inside. And so that's my dream. I've been dreaming of that since I was 10 or 11 years old. So that I hope that answers your question.
There you go. Always. Let's see here. Well, what do you think? I think we're ready to start saying our hellos and stuff and shouting everyone out.
Yes.
What a wonderful crew we have here. It's so great to see you all here tonight. So let's get started on the big hellos. Yeah. Of course, Raymond and Sandra Feliciano are here. Felicianos,
Yay!
Welcome. Great to see you, my friends. Had a great time hanging out with them the other night on Raymond's Dolphin TV. We were both over there.
Yeah.
And please go check that out. Of course, he will easily, he can put the link in there. Of course, he has links to all of his stuff, of course. And there are many links in my description below, everyone, as always, to many different wonderful YouTubers and such, of course. So let's see here. All right. Now, here we go. The Comic Relief Crusader. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good to see you. Mr. Angel. Hello there, Chef.
Welcome.
Good to see you there. Your Muslim uncle. Always a pleasure and an honor to have you here, my friend. Thank you.
Good evening, fine friend. I'm sending a love and support to your whole family. Hope you folks are doing well.
Absolutely. Lord Thoth, what's up, LT, buddy? Avon lives, and long live the Legion, brother.
LT!
Absolutely. The LT man. Snortapoopus Cuba, or more like...
Snortapoopus!
Cuber!
What a team. Oh, good to see you, Snorty. It's a good bear. The Thing is here. I saw The Thing was here earlier in May. That's my favorite.
Wow!
So it's clobbering time. Out to you, buddy. Great to see you. Aunt Petunia's favorite nephew, the ever-loving blue-eyed idol of millions, and all the other things he's been called. Great to see you. That big orange
Has he ever
rock
been
pile.
called late to dinner?
Not Benji. Not blue-eyed bashful Benji there. Well, let's see here. All right. Zathras 61. Hello there, Zathras. Zathras, are you the 61st Zathras? And now are all the other ones?
Crap.
D-Bud Martin, the man of iron. What's up, buddy?
D-Bud Martin. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Good to see you there, brother. Oh, as always, man. Thank you. And they call him Scuba Pete.
Scuba Pete! And Leslie and family, we love you.
Hello there to the Pete family there. And he is, of course, the great J-Man. What's up, buddy?
Hey man, what a
Great to
sweet
see you, brother.
person. That is one of the sweetest men. What a gentleman, what a kind and amazing person that guy is. That guy is so supportive of everyone in this community. He has such nice manners. He's so intelligent and so caring. What a great guy J-Man is. If you're not following him yet on YouTube, he has a channel. Please follow J-Man. You won't regret it. Just what a wonderful human being he is. It's such great company, great person to be around, great person, a great part of our community.
Indeed, indeed. Good to see you there, brother. Hungry boy. We know you have all the fancy names and stuff. We decided you're always a hungry boy to us, my friend, and it is fantastic to see you here.
Yes, well, obviously, I do need to say there's a reason why he has this nom de plume, as it were, because of course he is a professional comic book artist. And tonight, Hungry Boy is sporting the nom de plume, hungry for Counselor Troy's silence. Dun 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 dun. Little foreshadowing on Hungry Boy's commentary this evening. Good evening, Hungry Boy. It is so good to see you. Thank you for supporting this channel and this show.
Indeed, indeed. Good to see you there, bud. As always. Let's see here. Kal-El, buddy. Good to see you there, my friend.
Hey, Kal-El, the real Superman.
Yep, always a pleasure, bud. Let's see here. She's anti-derivative things because she is our wonderful communications officer, anti-derivative Jew.
Good evening, you gorgeous nerd. I'm so happy you're here, and I'm waving hello to your whole family.
Great to see you, my dear.
She is a very cute family.
Oh, I hope she will join us a little bit later after we get done with all the festivities, and we can have her and our chief engineer. No pressure, Jill, but if you can make it.
Yep.
ED is here, the enigmatic drop bear.
Enigmatic drop bear. I am so excited to hear what your comments are on these last two episodes. Well, you know, it's a two-parter, so it's actually the last episode, but we don't like the cliffhanger around here. And your reflections on season 4. Always love your comments. You are such great company, and it's great to have you this evening.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And of course, the great bronze wrencher himself, Eric K. What's up, brother?
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you.
Always great to see you, buddy. Also, the great Stuart Mitchell is here. Dolly had braces.
Dolly wore railroad tracks, and anyone who says anything different is a flat-out liar. That's Stuart right. Mitchell, we love you. Good evening, sir.
Good to see you there, Stuart. Snail Messiah, good to see you, buddy. I got your email, by the way. I finally answered it. I never check those very often, so I apologize for that. But thank you, sir.
And with that, I should tell you all now to put down your escargot forks, put away your garlic butter. Snail Messiah is among us.
Also with us this evening, we've got another lovely lady with us. She is the lovely Sherry, beautiful Sherry. It is wonderful to see you, my dear. Thank you for popping in. Always a pleasure to see you. It is just always great to see you out there on the YouTubes, my dear friend. Thank you. Okay, let's wear Beasley. I lost my place. Here we go. JT Kirk, my friend, great to see you.
Oh, good to see you. One of my favorite people on the internet. And I also love that right above that we have a comment from Snail Messiah. He's defending himself now by letting us know that he will give us gout. So put away your plans to eat any snails this evening. He will give you gout.
Indeed, indeed. Well, we will watch that then. No snail eating. We wouldn't have to worry about that with me anyway. So, yeah. Steve Mitchum, brother. Good to see you there, bud.
Chief of Security. Good evening, Chief of Security. Welcome aboard.
Indeed, sir. Indeed, sir. Phantom Outsider. What's up, bro?
Hello, Brainiac. I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you, duder. Hope you're feeling better, bro. You doing all right, Phantom? Let us know. Let us know you're doing okay there, bud. Where we? Oh, we got some suspicious looking character called Jaworski pool practice or something. You got to watch those guys with the pool practice in the name, don't you?
Yep. They're sharks. You got to stay away from
He's a
those
shark.
sharks.
Good to see you there,
Especially
buddy.
Snortabulpus. Snortabulpus, be careful of the sharks.
Oh yes, we got dangerous creatures here. We got polar
Dangerous.
bears and sharks and all kind of crazy stuff here.
Yep.
We haven't seen you in a while here, my friend Max Redstone. Great buddy, great to see you, pal.
Max,
Big H1, Max Redstone.
the great author of the Saturday Night Star Trek limericks, the official
Yes.
purveyor of Saturday Night Star Trek limericks. Good evening, Max. Great to see you.
Good to see you there, man. The woke brother, or breaker, sorry, the woke breaker. Sorry about that, breaker. My apologies. I mess up everyone's name sooner or later. Woke breaker, thank you for being here. Good to see you.
Good evening.
Darius Munchausen, what is up?
Darius!
Good to see you there, dude.
Did you catch Michael Beacom? He snuck through the door a few
I
minutes
got him.
ago.
I am on my way.
Alrighty.
Mark D with a C, our great chief engineer.
Yes, nice to see you, sweetheart. I hope you're feeling better. I heard you're a little bit under the weather, so take it easy tonight.
Indeed. He will have to see. He'll have to pop his fingers and jump for joy when he gets his clean bill of health from Dr. McCoy.
That's right. And hopefully, if he's feeling up to it, our chief engineer will be joining us as we reflect on this season later on when the lovely and very nerdy anti-derivative Jill also hops on. So, I'm looking forward to it. So I hope he's feeling up to it, but no pressure, Mr. Mark D with a C.
Andy Masterson, good to see you, sir.
Good evening.
Always an honor.
Yes, what a wonderful maker in our community. Definitely very talented person. And good to see you, Andy.
Ironcaster Buddy, what's up, bud? Good to
Hey!
see you. All right, man. Always good to see you there, my friend. Brian Miller, hello. Welcome,
Yeah.
and welcome, Gen Xer. Hello there.
Ooh, nice name.
Just Joe, what's up, bro? Justin 47 Jobber.
Nice to see you.
And that Catman, aka Dee Dee Myers. Good to see you, Catman.
Yeah, Catman Boo.
And the aforementioned Michael Beacom. Good to see you. And anyone else who pops in, we will definitely. I try not to miss anyone. It's tough to see everybody. This chat moves so much, though. Herbert. I am not Herbert. Hey, he's not Herbert. We reach, brother.
We reach.
So I guess what we will do, we'll get on to business. Since there's not a lot of business to do tonight, we will talk about our episodes. So we will get started by I'll let you take the helm there, number one, and explain what we do here.
All right. Well, this is not like any other review show you've ever been to. If you're new around here, this is like going to a con. This is like going to a Star Trek convention, sitting down at a table in the eating area and just shooting the breeze with everyone, talking about different episodes. And we're doing it around here in chronological order. We're doing 66 to 2005, no filth. This is the 735 Club, only genuine Star Trek. We do it 4 episodes at a time. We started with TOS, we did TAS, and now we're on TNG. And we're just completing season 4. And if you're on a podcast and you're not joining us in the live chat, Clobby, our illustrious captain, has just put up a graphic from a book called Star Trek 365, The Next Generation, written by Paula M. Block. She gets a bit of help from her husband, Terry J. Erdman. And of course, the book received the blessing of everyone involved with making TNG. And we know this, of course, because, they granted Paula interviews. And that makes this original source material. So I know that you will see a lot of trivia coming out of IMDb and Memory Alpha and so on and so forth, but that is user-generated content, and it's often factoid, not fact. So we use the text that comes right from the horse's mouth around here, and then we talk about it. And Clobby and I have both individually been Star Trek fans for more than 40 years, approaching 50 years. And so we talk about what we think about the episode, and then we do something totally weird. We do something you won't see anywhere else. We put it to the chat. This is a community. We love our community, and every single person in our chat means something to us. So not only do they throw up their rating, but they also give us a little comment to go along with their rating. And in as much, we talk about these episodes as a community, and it's great fun. So sit back and relax, and you can join in or you can just listen. We're going to have a great time this evening.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Gen X says, Gen X says Star Trek Normie here, but I saw a lot of TNG. Well, welcome. It's great to see you here, and we're in the thick of TNG, so we review it all, of course. But yeah, well, tonight, everyone, of course, as you all know, we're at the end of season 4. And we do 4 episodes a week generally during the normal course of the week. Hello there, Keely Chow. Good to see you, my friend.
Oh, did the tide roll for Keely?
Tide roll. No, I'm afraid it didn't. Sorry,
Oh,
Keely.
It didn't. Oh, Keely.
Sorry about last
so
week, buddy. By the way, it was close. But I'm not rubbing it in because I know how it feels. Believe me. So no, I'm sorry about that.
And Keely says Sporking Raid, and of course she's talking about the Sporking News podcast.
Oh yeah,
our friend Scotty, and so that must have been a shout out from Scotty or from Keely this evening. A dump raid, Keely. I appreciate it so much, and I'd like to thank all the folks over at the Sporking News podcast for sending folks over here. Scotty, we love you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for sending over your listeners.
Well, if that's the case, I will thank you, Scotty. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And shout out to them. They have a great channel over there. So anyway, folks, we do usually during the normal course of the season that we're reviewing do 4 at a time, but sometimes the numbers obviously are an odd number of episodes. So sometimes we've had to bunch a few together or do lesser. Well, I thought we would do in this case, since we did 4 last week and we had one left up in the 4th season, but it's, as so often is the case, is a 2-parter that continues into the next season. I figured we would just review Redemption parts 1 and 2, and then we would sort of give some up, just basically kind of chill out a little bit, as the kids say, and just talk a little bit. We'll do our overview of season 4, our look back at season 4 a little bit, hang out with a couple of our fellow officers, and then next week pick up with the second episode of season 5 and do 4 more, start out doing our normal format with 4 more.
Yeah. Because we don't like the cliffhanger around here, where we enjoy these episodes for their plot and for their content. And so we don't want to leave you hanging. So we just worked it out so that we were able to complete this idea of redemption, as well as give you some time for reflection. So we hope you enjoy it. But like the captain said, we'll be back to 4 episodes per week starting next week.
Indeed. Plenty of Trek to come, folks. Plenty. So, I believe we're ready. Would you like to start with our only episode? Well, this 2-parter, but we ready to get rolling? It is, of course, Redemptions parts 1 and 2.
Yes. And this is just this is one of the best episodes of season 4, in my opinion. I can't wait to get rolling. We're gonna do Redemption part 1. It is season 4, episode 26, and we all watched this. Well, most of us watched this for the very first time on June 17th. 1991. And I sent Captain, I sent you a meme. I was wondering if you could just flash that on the screen for a minute. Because we're going to be discussing the great Robert O'Reilly this evening. And there was a meme that was circulating around the internet this week. And I thought it was such a great coincidence. And I thought it would be just absolutely wonderful to show everyone, to give them a good laugh.
Give me some time, because you did send me a video. I got the video. I don't know if I was able to do anything with the meme. Let me try. So we'll go
okay,
on,
I'll just start then. Okay, so
you sent me a meme and a video, right?
Yes, a meme and a video. Yeah. And when you locate the meme, we'll just go ahead and flash it on screen. I think everyone will really enjoy it. But in the meantime, I will be reading an excerpt from Star Trek 365, The Next Generation, written by Paula M. Block. So please turn your hymnal to page 212. Now, I read extemporaneously. That means that I don't practice this and I don't pre-read it because I want it to be organic. I want us to experience this all together. And so if you would like to throw fruit at me for my poor quality of reading, put your fruit away. Just put it down. Put down the fruit. Okay, here we go. As Picard heads for the Klingon homeworld to oversee Gowron's installation as leader of the High Council, the Enterprise is intercepted by a ship bearing the future leader himself. Gowron reveals he has learned that the surviving members of the vengeful Duras family are plotting to incite civil war within the Empire. Not long after, Gowron's installation ceremony is interrupted by the arrival of the Duras sisters, Lursa and Bator, who announce that Toral, son of their dead brother Duras, will challenge Gowron for leadership. Worf, taking a leave of absence from Starfleet, meets with Gowron and offers him the support of an alliance of Klingon warships led by his brother Kurn, if Gowron will restore his family's honor. Gowron would prefer Federation help, but when the Duras faction attacks his ship, it seems that Worf is the only ally at hand. Makeup has a magic going back to the days of primitive people painting their faces and making masks for themselves to commune with spirits, explains Doug Drexler. It has a psychological effect on the human brain. There were actors who came in to play Klingons who had never seen this show. So it was part of the job as the makeup artist to apply their makeup to help the actor to find the proper mindset. I was there the first time Robert O'Reilly was made up as Gowron. As he did his scenes, every once in a while, he would bug his eyes. He looked like a thermometer about to pop. So when he came off stage, I told him, "You should do that all the time." He may have been planning to do it anyway, but he did keep doing it. In fact, it became his trademark.
I have it, by the way, I think. So,
okay, let's show that. I think everyone will
that?
love that. So
that one?
Yep. Just feast your eyes on that, folks. And of course, if you've watched the film Basic Instinct, you understand what's happening here. And it's hysterical. And long live Gowron. I just love Gowron and I love Robert O'Reilly. What an absolute delight this human being is. And I hope he gets some good giggles off of that meme. Okay, so we have another tile. I will be reading from page 213. You can turn there if you have purchased this book. Those darned Durases, they just keep going and going. In this go-round, we get Duras 3 times, 2 Duras sisters and 1 bastard son, one more bad apple from the bad family tree, and learn that the Duras clan is attempting to foment a civil war within the Klingon Empire. Against this backdrop, there's Gowron attempting to take his seat as the new leader of the Empire's High Council. Worf still trying to restore his family honor, and the revelation of a mysterious, pointy-eared character who's been skulking around in the shadows throughout the season, all of which adds up to a very big epic tale, says writer Ron Moore. It was the first time we ever did a war story, even though it was the Klingons. Gene wasn't a big fan of going in that direction, nor of placing such a big emphasis on Worf. Gene did not feel that Worf was a primary character. The show was about Picard. We had to fight a little bit to get there. However, as Worf might have said, it was a worthy fight, one that gave rise to plot elements that would prove invaluable for future storytelling. It was also ... fun. It was fun to write things for Worf, Moore acknowledges. He was the one guy in Starfleet uniform who could do bad things. He could beat people up. He could get upset. He could have problems. And the Klingon guest stars were always fun to write for. I really enjoyed writing for the Duras sisters. Yeah, the thing I don't enjoy about Ronald D. Moore, the more I'm reading this book and the more I'm reading his comments, the more I don't like the fact that he always has to take a poke at Gene Roddenberry. When's the last time you heard Gene Roddenberry poking at any of these actors, producers, or writers? When's the last time you read something about about Gene Roddenberry complaining about Ronald D. Moore? I wish all of these people would just have some respect and stop acting like, young schoolgirls gossiping. It annoys me. Anyways, there's another tile, and I'm going to read it because there is a picture of Ronald Reagan and Gene Roddenberry on this tile. So I don't know what it's going to say, but I'm going to read tile 214. Let's do it, folks. Gene Roddenberry's world to Michael Piller a year earlier had been prophetic. By the end of the 4th season, The Next Generation had caught fire. Ratings continued to rise, breaking its own all-time records. Although it was a non-network series airing on different days of the week in different markets, TNG had become, for its burgeoning audience, must-see TV. If the 18th episode had proven a good excuse for a small on-set party, the 80th episode, the completion of Redemption, the 100th episode, was cause for a full-out celebration. A large sheet cake delivered to the bridge set became a photo op for the cast and crew, with Paramount proudly notifying the media of this important landmark. The show's increasing popularity continued to draw famous personalities to the sound stages, some to appear in episodes, others just to tour the set. But none was more famous than the gentleman who popped by during the filming of Redemption, a former Hollywood actor who now resided on the opposite end of the country. We all got to meet Ronald Reagan, recalls Ron Moore. We were told to wait on set. The Secret Service came in, and then President Reagan. Gene was sitting in a director's chair. He walked with a cane at this point. Yeah, because he had a stroke. And as the president entered, Gene got up from his chair and dropped his cane. Oh, no. Ronald Reagan bent over and picked up the cane and handed it to Gene. It was such an odd and beautiful moment. Reagan bowing before Gene and handing him his cane. It was really sweet.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. I'm actually going to tear up here. This is ridiculous. I need to stop it. Okay, here we go. I love you, Gene Roddenberry and Ronald Reagan. You're a class act, sir, wherever you are in the great perhaps. Thank you for that, sir.
Ronaldus Magnus. Wow, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of both those gentlemen. So yeah, I'm proud to say it.
Okay, so there's just a little bit left here, boss man.
Go for it.
Right and opposite, President Ronald Reagan gets the VIP tour of the Klingon High Council chamber. Pictured with Reagan are actors Patrick Stewart and Brent Spiner, producers Gene Roddenberry, Rick Berman, and Michael Piller, and A.C. Lyles, an employee of Paramount Pictures since 1928. During the 50s and 60s, Lyles was a prolific producer of profitable low-budget westerns for the studio. He remains active at the studio to this day, a living link to old Hollywood, who serves as the studio's unofficial ambassador of goodwill. A longtime friend of Ronald Reagan, the two arrived in Hollywood around the same time. Lyles functioned as a Hollywood liaison during the Reagan administration, enlisting celebrities to entertain at presidential functions. Wow. And then it has a little a season summary that I'll leave for the next episode. But let's just discuss this episode. Okay, so that's the block text. That's the coverage of this episode. Captain, what did you think of the coverage, and what did you think of the episode?
First-rate coverage. Love it. I love it. I've heard that, of course, before, but never quite all that we heard there as far as the story about Ronald Reagan, Ronaldus Magnus visiting the set. So that's amazing. That's fantastic. Yeah. And I love hearing stuff like that. And the episode, obviously, it's incomplete because it's part one, but it does a really nice job of setting things up for the next one. It's just top quality TNG, I think. But I think this just does a hello there. Well, we got some new friends popping in. Mazarus and Monkey Jeebus, good to see you both.
Yes, Mazarus, it's so good to see you. And Monkey Jeebus.
Yes, and Dave travels through time. Also, good to see you there. So yeah,
Cool,
I,
cool.
no, I think it's an excellent episode, and it really, I think there are so many great scenes to talk about. But I think some of the stuff with Worf and his brother, some of the stuff with Worf and Gowron, and all what an ending to again, because again you have to sort of watch it through the lens of the season cliffhanger,
Mm-hmm.
how that was. I remember when seeing that, going, oh man, this is pretty, this is a pretty tough cliffhanger. It's like, wow, I mean, what's
Well, I
going to
bawled
happen?
my eyes out.
I mean, and when the scene where he walks through the corridor and the whole crew's there and he's wearing the Klingon outfit, and then when he gets to the transporter room, it's all friends or stuff like
Yeah.
that. Stellar stuff for TNG.
Yeah. You know what? When it's my understanding that it would be your family and your closest friends who would see you off, and the fact that he had touched so many lives, that there was an entire corridor lined on both sides of all the people who wanted to show that he was a friend. He was considered a family member, to the point where the bridge crew had to wait for him in the transporter room. It
Yeah.
was fabulous TV, and I bawled my eyes out. And of course, Clubby, I rewatch Star Trek in order every single year, starting on January 1st. And so I have done so since it has been possible to do so. And so, yeah, I have to say, every single time I watch this episode, I get choked up. I don't bawl quite as hard as I did the ugly cry in 1991. But now I still sort of have to look away from the screen because I get choked up.
Yeah, it was really an emotionally riveting episode. Every bit of it just works perfectly. The scene with Worf and Guinan. I keep repeating myself with Worf scenes, but there are a lot of really good ones
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah.
It's just a marvelous setup. Now, do you want to review it on its own, or do you want to do them both together?
Well, I have some pretty harsh comments to make with regard to one person in particular. So I've done it in two.
It's
Um,
fine. Let me know.
yeah, so I have notes from both because there are some flaws, and I want to make sure that you always have to tell, in order
Oh,
for
that's
people
cool.
to believe in your reviews. I've always felt like you just need to tell the truth about the episode the way you see it, or the
Oh
truth of
no,
the
sure.
story or the film, regardless of public opinion. And then people begin to trust you then, because you don't seem as though you're just saying what everyone wants you
No,
to
no,
say.
no.
So
That's
I
fine.
I do
Kal-El,
have some notes.
Kal-El, if you want to hold off and do yours once they're both done, that's fine. Because I only mentioned that because Kal-El said he wanted to hold off until they're both. That's
Yeah,
fine. Do it any way you
wait.
want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In fact, if you want, we can both do that and then then let everyone go double theirs up if they want.
Yeah, we could do that if you want. I mean, I think that the thing is too is that there are a lot of people alongside me here, that would definitely. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but there are a lot of people who actually think that part one is a little weaker than part two, and that part two is very strong. And then there are some people who have an opposite opinion. So if you
Okay.
want to reserve your rating or your comment, go ahead and do that. And
If you feel like it, yeah. But we'll just
yeah.
go ahead and do them both like we always do. And then anyone who wants to do that, that's fine too. You can double up if you want to.
Yeah, exactly,
Go
exactly.
ahead. So, go ahead. Just you got notes or?
Yeah, so my notes are, this is a very strong episode, but it is made weak by resurrecting Tasha Yar in this way. Even
Mm-hmm.
in 1991, I hated this. It is dumb that Picard claims a conflict of interest for Worf. The Federation would never, I wrote in yelling all caps and underlined it 3 times, withhold evidence to prop a government. Ronald D. Moore's Federation is not Gene Roddenberry's Federation. This dialogue is dumb and annoying. And of course, we see it corrected later on, but someone of Picard's position would not have had that ridiculous conversation. The destruction of the ship is silly, the Klingon ship. There is way too much fire in the vacuum of space and no debris. So too little debris and way too much fire. It's like a giant explosion, and there's fire, and it's red, and it's just ridiculous. It would not be like that. And yeah, and my notes, my final note was, I cried during Worf's departure in 1991. It still chokes me up to this day. And then that's all I have for part one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The only thing I hate about, if you want to, maybe hate's a strong word, I cannot stand the whole thing with Tasha Yar. That really aggravates me. That was really stupid. It doesn't ruin the episode for me, but it's kind of like, oh, God. I mean, and if it would have ruined it wouldn't ruin. If this hadn't been such a strong episode, otherwise it might have ruined any other episode, whichever episode you decide to bring her back. Then, because I just think it's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there's never going to be any way for them to, you know, since he can't remember it, and Guinan knows it, but she doesn't know it, but she knows it, but she doesn't know it.
Yep.
And they never explain why she was there. They never say, well, wait a minute. And Picard never says to her, first of all, she died before. How could she have possibly been there? And was this some kind of alternate timeline thing or something? They don't even mention that. They don't even say that. They don't even talk about that.
Yeah, I bet you Jill is just squirming right now.
So
Jill hates this stuff, and so do I. I don't like it when they try and play around with the timeline and stuff like that. It's annoying, and I don't like it.
It was so unnecessary. So in that case, how do you rate? What is your rating for Redemption Part 1?
Redemption Part 1, I give an A-.
Okay, fair enough. I don't like that thing they did, but I still give it an A as a solid episode. I think some of that stuff at the end really got to me, but I definitely understand that, you know, penalizing it for that for sure. So anyone who wants to wait, go ahead. If you are, though, let me know. And if you have a separate rating for number 1, you don't have to. You could all wait for the end for us to talk about number 2 if you want to, though.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I don't usually do this, folks, but I have a special presentation for you, the kind of stuff that you love. So I have a video prepared, a video presentation after I log my specific complaints about Sela to my captain. So yeah. We'll get to it when we get to it. I promise, folks. I have more complaining to do.
You want to do it now, or no? You want to do some more complaining? Okay.
Well, no. Let's give people a chance if they want to throw up their episode or their part 1 review if they want. But like Clobby said, you can wait if you want.
Now, your presentation, though, did you want to do that now or later?
No, I want to do it after. I would like to talk about a couple of. Well, I'd like to read the blog text first, and then we can show that video.
Good, gotcha.
Hey, okay. Eldridge, Lord Haster. Good evening, fine sir. Nice to see you.
What's up, Eldridge? Good to see you, buddy. So, is anyone? Let's see here. You can all wait if you want to. It's not a big deal to me.
Thank you, hungry boy. I love you.
All right, let's see here. So do we have any ratings yet?
I don't see any. I think everyone's going to wait. Oh, no. Chef's up.
Okay. Let's see here. A. Although I hate the Tasha desecration, this is still one of my top episodes. Seeing Worf in a Klingon uniform made my heart a leap of joy. Yeah. Well, there you go. Thank you. Let's see here. Thank you, Chef. Appreciate that. Hey, Mega Cropper. I didn't see you pop in. Mega Cropper says, hey, Mega Cropper, thank you for being here and thank you for your rating of part 1. Let's see here. See if we got any more.
I'm starring a whole bunch of them there for you, boss. As they're whipping up, I'm grabbing them for you.
Star anyone you want to star for. Good, because that helps, believe me.
I got you. I got your back, boss. I got your back, Captain.
Oh, good. Keeps me from having to do it. So I can, while you're starring them, I'll start reading them. How about that?
Yes, please, sir.
What a team. All right. And of course, we have some limericks from Max Redstones. Don't worry. Max is a new system here. We have them saved. So don't worry. We'll get to them.
Yes, we StreamYard has updated its platform and allows us to do things we were never able to do before. And we found a way to actually use it to our advantage and our unique format here at Saturday Night Star Trek. So it's great.
Indeed. So we will get to those as soon as we get these reviews out of the way there, buddy. Snortopubis says A-. The kids running the Klingon Empire are still bickering, and Picard has to sort it out again. The Cleavage sisters make their first appearance, and Sela steps out from the shadows. Let's see here. There is a continuity error in this episode when Gowron states that women cannot serve on the High Council, even though he once offered Kalar a seat.
True.
On the council. Well
that
spotted
is true.
there. Well spotted, Snorty. The plot is a good depiction of the fight to fill a power vacuum and ends with a great hook for the next season. Gowron's, Worf's, and Romulans. Oh my. Worf gets a grand and well-earned send-off. Yes. The great Lord Dolph LT says A-.
We have a bot.
I'll have to get, someone might get it, but we'll see if I can get it. I don't see it.
One of the guys must have got it. Or one of the gals.
Thank you. I'll leave it to you. Since I'm doing this, anyone who sees a bot, please yak him.
Yes, please, because he's going to concentrate on reading your reviews. So, folks, if wrenches, just get at him.
we got appreciate that. Lord Thought says A-, a top 10er for me. Loved this episode when I saw it. When I first saw it, it holds up today. Great story, emotional, a true cliffhanger. Storytelling well done with a few issues that bugged me, like Tasha. I hear you there, bud. Yeah,
I totally agree.
Sandra Feliciano says, the exploration of Worf's personal dilemma regarding his human and Klingon lives was interesting. Denise Crosby seemed very opportunistic in jumping back into the show. She scorched vehemently. Yeah, I'm with you there. Would you like to take the? Would you like to do the honors for a great ED? There?
Sure. Enigmatic Drop Bear. He's got a 5-parter here, so it's an Esh pick. And he says, there are some great elements in this episode, like the introduction of the Duras sisters, persisting the Duras Romulan conspiracy. Oh,
sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Actually, you have them now if you want to go to the live. Let's see. Let me
Let me go find it.
I got it.
Or you go ahead and do it. Okay. Yeah. And 2 of 5, Klingon political machinations and the Empire's descent into civil war and the triumph of Worf redeeming his family honor. However, the affirmation that the Klingon High Council is a patriarchy is inconsistent, yes, with the events of Reunion, where Gowron offered Kalar a seat on the High Council. Yes, this is true, and everyone's annoyed by it. 4 of 5. The cliffhanger was well done. It left unresolved and the resolution of the Klingon Civil War and Federation alliance. It also left the possibility that Worf had left the show. I know I was so scared in 1991. Yeah. I was like, please don't leave, Michael Dorn. Please don't leave. I bawled my eyes out, ED. Anyways, 5 of 5, ED says the introduction of Sela was disconcerting and creates an obvious paradox. I love Gowron's glare, though. It reminds me of Marty Feldman. I love you, Edie. You know how much I love your company. You are such a marvelous person. Stand up and take a bow, sweetheart. That was obviously, your reviews are always outstanding. Just great, great, great stuff.
Random Outsider says this was an A. Worf leaving in a Klingon uniform was pretty cool, but of course, he couldn't do that in the original series, as Kirk would have killed him out of reflex alone. Oddly, why is there so... Hang on. Much squabbling in the Empire. Shouldn't this have been settled very quickly with either bat lefts, I think they give me bat lefts, or disruptors? Christopher Lloyd's Klingon. Christopher Lloyd's Klingon from Star Trek 3. Commander Krug would have said, Maltz! Chow Chu and Bach or something would have settled this long before the message. Well, see, you said 1 of 2, now you say 2 of 3, dude. You You got to be consistent. So I'll know. All right. Well, let's see. Where's this 3? You said 2 or 3 there, so I'll have to wait for your 3. In the meantime, we will get our wonderful friend Jill. So there you go. Number 1. Or will I seek out these other ones?
I just added another one to the queue that I know
Okay.
Max will want us to read.
Okay.
Anti-derivative Jill, our communications officer here, fellow nerd, mathlete. She's got a 5-parter. It's an Esh pick. She's giving part 1 an A. She says, I like how it begins with Picard encouraging Worf like a friend and it ending supporting him as an understanding captain who nonetheless doesn't want to lose him.
Oops. Hang on. I got to go back.
It's okay, sweetheart.
There you go.
2 of 5. Even just Worf saying goodbye instead of in reply to Kepla is a symbolization of his combined human and Klingon nature. Yeah, that's a nice nod. Hey, that's a very nice detail. I notice that as well every time I watch it. And I love that you care for that as well, Jill. 3 of 5, she says, it's weird nothing happens when Picard makes the Kittimer documents public or that he never consults with Starfleet leadership during this episode. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I gave it a minus.
Yeah. Yeah. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, it is annoying, and I don't know, it just seems weird. And also because he says all that stuff about how there's a conflict of interest for Worf. What he should have been doing is cogitating and conferring privately, and we should have had a scene where he conferred with Starfleet and said, you know, can you review this, and we'll meet later on to discuss this. So Jill, I'm 100% with you, which is why I docked it. 4 of 5, our lovely nerd says, also, I understand Picard doesn't want to interfere with internal Klingon affairs, but wouldn't there be an exception if a Federation officer, namely Worf, is still on the ship? Yes. Absolutely. And also when they knew that they were conspiring with the Romulans, they have all along. So there's not a conflict of interest. It would be a matter of Picard doing this sort of arbitration to see the power transfer. And then Worf would not be in a conflict of interest. It would have been Picard. They wouldn't be withholding evidence. The Federation would never withhold evidence. So I totally agree with you, Jill. 5 of 5. She says, but those things don't bother me too much because the storytelling is so strong, even if Sela is contrived. Yes, I love this. I love this review. You raise such great points as usual, Jill. Stand up and take a bow. Absolutely love that review, sweetheart. Clubby? Clubby, are you okay?
I'm sorry. I had to
It's okay.
mute. Okay. Excellent, Jill, by the way there. Sorry about that, folks. That's a microphone problem, meaning me. Let's see here. Our good buddy Max Redstone says A minus. This is a great Klingon episode. I agree with Raquel 100%. Sela is not a strong character. Not strong enough where she can be distinguished from any other Romulan, yes. Also, there seems to be a competition between Worf and Picard about who has a bigger stick up their rear. Well,
right?
Where am I going to get more lost?
Yeah.
Where am I going to get more lost? In Gowron's eyes or Beethoven's boobs? Yeah.
And he has a little tack on. He did a little tack on.
I did them. Yes, he did. Let's see. Women not on the High Council. What about Gorkon's daughter in Star Trek? Oops.
Right?
Oops again. Yeah, it's oopsies, as they say. Let's see here. Much squabbling the power. Okay. The third one for Phantom Outsider was got to Picard. Let's see. What was his other one? Before the message got to Picard, it should have been we need Arbiter. No, wait. They're dead. It's all good here. How are you? Oh, it's all good here. How are you? On a trip to the set, former President Reagan met actors as Klingons. When asked, he said he liked them. Okie dokie. Let's see here. Raymond says, A minus. I changed my mind. I think it was a good It was a good episode on Worf. I think he means Worf's rise into a force in Klingon politics. Picard can't have his cake and eat it. Read the Prime Directive. Sela's debut was weak.
It was. And I'd just like to say good evening to Pleasant Valley Picker. Nice to
Yes.
see you. Our friend from British Columbia, another fellow Canadian, walked through the door. So nice to see you, my friend.
Yes, indeed. Hello there, Pleasant Valley. Welcome. Great to see you, my friend. Let's see here. Says one of my favorite episodes, an A. And the great Steve Mitchum says A+. I love this episode about Tasha, but I just wish there were a fewer supporting characters like Picard and the Klingons. Okay. I think he's pulling our leg. I'm going to go out on a limb and think he was pulling our leg on that one. What do you think?
Yeah, Zathras says she wasn't on the council. She jumped to Chancellor. But the thing is that they introduced the idea of this patriarchy that actually didn't exist. And so Zathras, that's what people are protesting. We have Chancellor Gorkon's daughter. We have Kalar. We have women already in very powerful governmental positions. So it was superfluous and it was also inaccurate. So people just want to point it out. But yes, absolutely, Gorkon's daughter did jump to Chancellor.
Yeah. So there you go on that one. Let's see here. Now, we got any more reviews? Let's see. If we got no more reviews, I do have a treat for you all. We have Max has given us 2 limericks.
I'm so excited, Max.
Who's ready?
Thank you, Max.
Here we go. The first one is I hope I don't ruin this for you, Max. I'm trying now, but we'll see. All right. The time has come. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I was not going to say. The time has come to install Chancellor Garan. What? All right. The time has come to install Chancellor Gowron. So we're in for some more Klingon fun. Worf goes out on a mission and resigns his commission to defeat Durash's bastard of a son.
Ooh.
Next is hello there, Dad, man. Good to see you there, bro. The Klingon Empire must go save. Oh, the Klingon Empire Worf must save. I'm looking at it from a long distance, folks. Sorry, I can't see it that well. All right, I'm going to start all over again. The Klingon Empire Worf must save. It looks as though it might be a close shave. Ooh. The writers go a bit far to bring back Tasha Yar.
Yes.
Even Wesley wouldn't come back from the grave.
Ah!
Whoa! Whoa!
Love it,
Nice.
Love it. Beautiful. As usual, Max Redstone, I hope you continue to take my advice. I think you should publish a limericks guide to Saturday night Star Trek on Clobberin Times. I will definitely promote that book with you. And just great work as always. I love that you take the time to do this and to use your talent in this way for us. You are an outstanding member of our community, Max. So flattered to have you here. It's such an honor, and thank you.
Indeed. Well done, buddy. Well done, buddy. Absolutely. Good to see you, Dad, man. Okay, well, I guess we're ready to, what do you think?
I just have to yell it because I starred them so that you knew that they were here, but I have to yell
I'm glad you did.
Dadman Clan! I love you guys. Nice to see you all. I just didn't want to interrupt Clobby when he was reading the limerick, but I love you guys. Good to see you.
Absolutely. Good to see you. Always great to have you here. Well, on to part 2. What do you think?
Yes, on to part 2. So this Redemption part 2 is season 5, episode 1. So we've crossed the threshold, folks. Yes. And we all watched this for the very first time. Well, most of us did. On September 23rd, 1991. Now, in order to stay copyright compliant, I'm just going to mention again that I will be reading excerpts from Star Trek 365, The Next Generation. It's written by Paula M. Block. She gets a bit of help from her husband, Terry J. Erdman. And of course, this received the blessing of Ronald D. Moore and others in the production, as it is original source material featuring the interviews. It's quite a lovely book. I highly recommend.
We have one review that Mark D's review.
Yeah, we've got him bringing up the caboose.
Okay. Sorry, buddy. I thought you were. I'm sorry. We got you though. We got you. There we go. Mark D with the C says of the first episode. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know why I didn't think about it. I thought you were doing later, but that's cool. The Klingon stories are some of my favorites in TNG. And he gives it a day, of course. TNG, and Dorn really brings the character to life. Sela Yar does not have a dramatic impact because Yar is barely on the show and was not that popular. That's the case for sure. B, what's the B there for? The small B.
Oh, just because he's like saying like the reasons why the Yar resurrection of Yar, the Yar zombie has great suck. So this is the second part of why Yar zombie has great suck.
Okie dokie. Why would Sela hate Picard?
Yeah.
He's the reason she exists. Despite that flaw, the rest of the episode is note perfect, and you are rooting for Worf to get his good name back. Absolutely. And then engineering inquiry. How did those Jura sisters get those wonderful orbs? Dude. Bonk, bonk on the head, bad kid. Bonk, bonk.
That's good stuff.
Bonk, bonk.
Bonk, bonk.
All right, bro. Okay, sorry about that, Mark. We'll wait for you next time, dude. All right. Well, continue.
Hungry Boy says, Mark D with a C, dilithium D cups. Okay, folks, I'm going to be reading from the block text. Please turn your hymnal to page 215. As Star Trek's 25th anniversary loomed on the horizon, Paramount Pictures prepared for the festivities by greenlighting a sixth movie featuring the cast of the original series. Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, would debut in December 1991. It was a film that acknowledged the passage of time, something that Kirk himself had noted as far back as the second Star Trek film. Galloping about the cosmos is a game for the young Doctor. In fact, the signatures of the series' 7 main actors would appear in the end credits of the film as if they were signing off their involvement in the franchise. That is true. And leaving it to their successors, the next generation. That is true. And a lot of the main cast did not like that very much. The studio recognized that it could generate a bit more press coverage for the anniversary by focusing on the creator of the extremely lucrative franchise. But Gene Roddenberry's involvement with the film side of Star Trek was, by this time, minimal. And if you're new here and aren't aware of why, it's because Gene was quite ill. He died shortly thereafter. What do you give someone for his 25th anniversary? Gene Roddenberry already had the adulation of fans around the globe. He had a star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame, the first ever given to a television writer. That's true. That's the first star any writer had ever received. His financial situation was quite comfortable, and the obvious success of The Next Generation, Roddenberry had at last earned the respect of the studio's suits, who had once dismissed Star Trek as a flash in the pan. But the one thing Roddenberry didn't have was a building named after him. And there on the Paramount lot was a newly completed office building set to house personnel of its television division. The building rested comfortably beside the studio's famous B-tank, a sunken parking lot where Moses parted the Red Sea and Kirk crash-landed a Klingon bird of prey. Could there possibly be a more perfect match? On June 6, 1991, a dedication ceremony was held in front of the Gene Roddenberry building. For this momentous occasion, the cast of The Undiscovered Country and The Next Generation stood at either side of the great bird of the galaxy. Roddenberry stepped up to the microphone and spoke to the commingled crowd of Paramount employees and reporters. Oh my goodness, I'm going to cry. The speech was classic Roddenberry, who is one of my heroes, if you're wondering why I'm getting emotional. I'm a writer, and he's my lifetime hero from when I was a very small kid. Grateful for the honor, but not lacking in a humorous barb towards his benefactors.
And this is the quote from Gene Roddenberry. All I've done in Star Trek is have fun. I daydream, and Paramount has graciously given me an office to do that in, has paid me more money than I feel I really deserve, and they earned more for themselves than I really feel they deserve. I love you, Gene. Wherever
Love you,
you are in
Gene.
the great perhaps, if there is a great perhaps, I love you. And now I'm going to read from
Indeed.
216. Although previously opposed to getting the Federation involved in the Klingon Civil War, Picard decides that he must help expose a disturbing fact. Romulans are supporting the disruptive Klingon faction led by the conniving Duras sisters. Yeah, hallelujah. In the meantime, Worf is kidnapped and delivered to Lursa and B'Etor, who want Worf to join their side. And Picard is unnerved when he's approached by Sela, a mysterious Romulan officer who bears an uncanny resemblance to Tasha Yar, the Enterprise's dead security chief. The Borg cliffhanger at the end of season 3 had really piqued the TNG viewing audience's appetite for a new season of episodes. Given the opportunity to kindle a similar level of enthusiasm from the fans at the end of season 4, Ronald D. Moore scripted a 2-part tale of Klingon-Romulan political intrigue that would coincidentally formally introduce a character whose existence wouldn't have been possible but for a queer twist in time and space. Ugh. Courtesy of yesterday's Enterprise. Just as Denise Crosby's desire to guest on TNG had led to the presence of Tasha Yar in that episode, Crosby's pitch to Rick Berman about a child born within that alternate timeline led to the creation of Sela. Crosby pictured Sela as a human, perhaps the daughter of Yar and Christopher McDonald's Castillo. But the TNG writers modified Sela's backstory, making her the offspring of a Romulan general who became enamored with the time-marooned Tasha. The result, a deadly enemy with a familiar face. But it's okay because she's not really smart and she always does dumb stuff. I'm adding that to the book. Anyway, Captain, I'm closing the block text. What did you think of the coverage and what did you think of the episode Redemption Part 2?
Well, I love the Roddenberry coverage.
Yes.
Hey, TMF.
Toxic Man Flu.
Look at her.
And Mrs. Toxic Man Flu. Hello.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, sometimes she's in the background.
Oh,
she's
okay.
like LT's wife.
I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hello there, TMF. Good to see you, Beth. Always great to see you. I love the Roddenberry coverage, and by the way,
Yeah, me too.
That was very touching and great stuff. I really love the episode. I might like it a little bit better than the first one, to be honest. You know, the Sela stuff we've all talked about it doesn't hurt anything. It's just an annoyance to me. But it would damage a lesser episode. But there's so much good stuff in here because not only do you get the continuation. This, for example, it wasn't like Best of Both Worlds Part 2, which I felt needed a Part 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could have done a Part 3 to this, I guess, but I'm thinking it was fine the way it was. Mm-hmm. This was fine the way it was. And it didn't leave me thinking, oh, you guys needed more time, which happens often, actually. Mm-hmm. I thought it did at least enough. If you wanted to make a 3-parter, I wouldn't have minded, but I think 2 works at least because if you think about it, we get all this great stuff with Worf, Worf in the previous episode. In this one, we get a lot more of that, and we get great data too.
Yeah, we
get. Some prime. It's funny. This is sort of a Worf episode, the first one, and the second part. It's still a Worf-centric episode that does not really about Data's personal life, but it is about. We get a lot of great Data stuff in here.
We do. This B story, I think, is one of the few all will welcome.
Yes.
Right?
Him. Yeah. Oh yeah. And him. The whole Captain Data stuff is just terrific. I think. That little snit first officer of his, I wanted to smack that dude upside his head a couple times. And that guy, it's the actor. The actor's always playing that role when I've seen him in other stuff. I mean, he did a fine job. Yeah. I'm just saying,
Hobson. What a douche.
What a wiener head.
Douche. Hobson's a douche.
So I thought that was pretty damn clever, considering that. And one bit bugged me though in that second episode. Now that I think about it, the scene where Worf sees Sela and has no reaction to it. At least Picard reacted like Tasha, which was an understandable reaction. Worf saw it and think nothing. Like, wait a minute, right? I mean, not even like, how could that be, Tasha? Yeah. So I thought that was a little strange.
Yeah, everyone's reaction, I think, was strange.
Which was just, again, a testament again to how dumb and unnecessary the Sela crap was.
Yeah.
That said,
I complain about it quite a bit in my notes. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, good. I enjoyed the whole Picard's Armada and stuff like that with the other ships. That again, I think I'm kind of with LT. LT, I agree. It could have been a 3-part. I'm just saying it was not completely. It's not completely short-sheeted for not being one. Whereas Best of Both Worlds is really needed a 3rd part, in my opinion. This one, it could have used one, but it doesn't hurt it to not have one. At least for me. So. Go for your notes there.
Okay, here are my notes, folks. So if you're new around here, we want to make the reviews organic and interactive. So rather than doing a formal review, I take notes as I watch the show and just point out things that I know in my 40 plus years of fandom, and just comments. So here they are. Sela is a stupid character. The entire idea is dumb and effing annoying. Yar and Castillo having a baby, maybe, because we're already annoyed by the timey-wimey time travel shite. But somehow, Yar survives and agrees to becoming a Romulan consort. So consort, I don't know if everyone around here knows what consort is, but consort carries the accumulative connotation and has the definition, the proper definition of marrying like someone really super high in government or in a monarchy. So she's wrapped up in this relationship to the degree that she gets pregnant right away. I actually put in my notes, so is she in love or something? Because she gets preggers right away. And then I put an M dash, and then I put Tasha Yar, chief of security and rape gang survivor, is now the consort of a Romulan general, and she gets pregnant right away. She is born in 2345. Yesterday's Enterprise happened in 2366. The Enterprise C was 22 years in the past. That places the pregnancy at 2344, exactly 1 year. And that's cutting her pretty close. The whole thing makes Trekkies do the math and raise a single eyebrow, a Spock eyebrow. This isn't immersive storytelling. It's a woman's desperate move to get back on a show that she hated and said was, quote, killing her. Poor Data. He is such a wonderful captain, and Hobson is a douche. Also, how does Sela know that Data is the captain of the Sutherland? So that was a little mistake they made. And this I put at the end here. The Worf sexy headbanger hair is born. So this is when Worf begins to look like somebody from Megadeth, and actually starts to look hot. And then of course I have a special presentation after we address this generous super chat from one of the nicest and smartest and coolest people in our community. Give it up for TMF, Toxic Man Flu. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that, TMF. You were too kind. Thank you. You shouldn't have. Listen here. Talk to Man Flu says, nothing, and I mean nothing, launches my photon torpedoes faster than Sela, a blonde Romulan. What a unique storyline in Star Trek. Time travel was never used to its fullest potential in the show.
Ooh.
Thank you, Toxic. I appreciate that. And yes, it was the worst kind of timey-wimey.
Yes. And so my last note is with regard to dispelling the firsts of the filth
Now, many of you are out on the open internet and using lots of social media. And so there is a great deal of, we're the first, we're the first. And I would just like everyone to know that the filth is not the first. The filth isn't even close to being the first. And when I say that, I say Fleet Admiral Shanthi. Shanthi is large and in charge here, and she gives all of the orders, and the men do not even speak. So when you say that that there's a whole bunch of patriarchy in Star Trek and that the filth corrected all of this, this is not true. And I have a video that I have prepared for this evening to demonstrate not just women, but the specific claims of the filth and the specific false first of the filth that people are watching today. Clobby, if you have that queued up, let's go ahead and play that for the folks at home.
I do, and away we go. Ha ha!
Okay, so you
Well
can see
done.
why I chose to use kindergarten music, because anyone who has ever been actually watching Star Trek, is aware of the fact that women have always been in charge on Star Trek. And women have power in Star Trek. And real Star Trek, 66 to 05
Real
Star
deal.
Trek. The real Star Trek, the 735 Club, folks.
Yep.
It is not what these people say it is. It's an absolute fabrication and a total ignoring of the facts, which to me is a fraud. It's a lie. And I like to dispel lies. So there you have it. Kindergarten music included. And that video is for you folks. Number 7, not number 1.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, JD Lewis. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, and Wolfie's here, by the way.
Oh, Wolfie.
JD Lewis. I thought I've never been here before, so I just thought I'd put that up there. It's good to see you. 2 parts were perfect. The third part would have needlessly blown us. Yeah, you might be right. JD Lewis, you might be right. There you go. Fair enough. Good to see you, Wolfie, though. Good to see you, JD. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I love the video. That was wonderful.
Those are all captains, folks.
Right.
Just so you know.
Someone mentioned Janeway. Yes, of course, Janeway, but everyone knows about her. She's like, she's had her own show. So we're just talking about
but
captains.
that wasn't the point. The point was this specific claim of the filth in regard to that specific,
and not
captain.
Just a female. They're talking about a race and all that other stuff too.
Yeah. So I just wanted to address that specifically and make sure that everyone knows that number 7 is definitely not number 1.
Absolutely.
So the entire premise, just getting back to the show, the entire premise of Sela, I give 3 Denise Crosby mustaches out of 4.
Yes, Sela, that was terrible. But I guess we can you have more notes, or do you want to go ahead?
No, that's it for my
review?
notes.
Okay.
I just have my rating, boss.
Okay, what is your rating of Redemption Part 2? I'll give mine, then I will ask our wonderful chat for theirs.
I'm going to give it an A.
Excellent. I'm actually going to go with an A+ because I love I love the whole thing except for her, but that didn't really damage it because she's it could have been any character. It did take away some time, I'll give you that. But I think I went with an A+ just because the data stuff I really enjoyed so much. So,
no problemo. The whole thing with the Denise Crosby thing is just.
I'm with you.
I would have given it an A+ if they just would have left the Sela thing out of it.
Right. I'm with it, and it did waste a lot of time. Toxic Man 2, Man Flu, thank you so much for that. Another $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Nothing drains my dilithium crystals faster than seeing Mikey Spock. I had lip factor 1000, Captain.
Oh God, I love him. I just love him.
TMF. You're too kind, buddy. Thank you.
I love him. I just love him.
Absolutely. So ratings for Part 2 of Redemption, my friends, go for it.
Fire at will. The word is given.
Fire at will. Fire. Target that explosion and fire. It won't take them long. They'll get those up there in a sec. And then I'll get them, start getting them saved this time. We're going to get a rhythm going with this. Oh, wow. What a pop. It just popped on me here. I'm going to start saving them. Oh, you're doing it? Oh, I don't want to unsave them then. You can do it if you want. And I'll start.
Oh, no, I was just helping. You go ahead.
No, you can do it. No, I'll start reading. You do the saving and I'll do the reading then.
Okay.
Or at least until we get to
wow, that was a big
our other friends. A Dead Man Walking. No, I'm about 55. That's the first one, right? Okay. I've never heard Wiener and Douche used together at the same time. What a strange comment. I thought that was a review.
Yeah, I did that right because I thought it was funny. Sorry, Globby.
No problem. Zatra says, "Hey, this episode made me enjoy one of my favorite movies of all time. Gentlemen prefer blonde Romulans." Oh, Snorty. By the way, Hungry Boy, did we get we didn't get one from you for the last one. Are you combining both? Because you got a 5 Eshpick there. Just curious. It's fine. Snorty has an Eshpick, so I'm going to go with, looks like Thoth has one. The great LT, Lord Thoth says, "Hey, there's so much great character development from second-tier characters like Data and Worf. The Sutherland is among my favorite scenes from the whole season. Worf and his brother, politics, strategy. Wow. Agreed. Great stuff, man. Great stuff." All right, let's see. Snorty says, "B+, Denise Crosby returns again. After her comments about hating her time on TNG, it seems she had some regrets after her career went nowhere and TNG became popular." Yes, it does seem that way.
Yeah, she's an extra on the CW now.
Is she really?
Yeah.
You're not kidding?
Nope, I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Really, like an extra.
Read all about it. Her part could have been taken by another differently cast, better acted character than that did not make a total hash of time travel paradoxes. That's so true.
Who's saying that? Really, Snorty? Yeah,
yes,
that's
Snorty.
Yeah, that's true.
It's ridiculous, Snorty. It really is. By the way, Max, I've got I missed one of your 3. You had a third limerick from earlier, but the great Eric K has made certain that I have it, and I will get it soon. And again, thank you, Bronze Wrencher. Some of the promise of the Klingon political intrigue goes by the wayside, which is disappointing. But watching the Klingons party is a major plus. Oh yeah,
yeah.
I got you.
I really like that, Snortopoopus. Didn't you? That everyone could set aside all of their hate and the fact that they were fighting and all just meet in a room and hoist the pint. It's just great.
Trying to find his next one. He is number 4. I'm going to find his 4th one. See his 4th one?
It should be in there.
There
are 34 of them tonight.
You might have missed his 4th one.
No, 4 out of 4. He says, "Do you want me to put that one?"
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
there it is, boss.
Oh, there you go. Another major plus is Data taking command and putting Snotball Hobson in his place. Agreed, sir.
What a
Agreed.
great thing to call it.
Agreed indeed. Raymond Feliciano says A+. Outstanding episode. Great action and strategy. Great Worf parts. Great Data parts. Their Klingon and Romulan spurpies. All that outweighs the Dex Sela. Well done. Thank you, Raymond. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. And Nicole Scuba Pete says A+. This two-parter was more smashing than Worf under Beator. Bater, how do you say her damn name? I like part 2 better with the Tachyon web science and Hunt for Red October feel to finding the Romulans. Brilliant shot, Data.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Mega Cropper gives it an A. Thank you, Mega Cropper. We appreciate that.
Good one.
Let's see here. Make sure I've got it. All right. Now we've got the great Hungry Boy. Hungry Boy, am I right in assuming this is for both? Because I don't remember reading one. I'll just read it. I mean, maybe we missed you before. I can't remember. Sorry, but we'll handle it as accordingly. An Ashpick here from the great Hungry Boy. Game of Thrones in space before GRR game. What is GRMRM? Oh, for George R. R. Martin.
George R. R. Martin.
Game of Thrones. I'm sorry. Slow on the uptake. I'm an idiot.
Okay.
Didn't enjoy the War of the Roses in history class, and don't like it in sci-fi.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Hungry Boy does it different. He doesn't give us a rating until we get to the end.
And he doesn't like to do that, and I think it's because he's a professional comic book person, and I don't think he likes to be trapped in that. But I will say this: I don't ever remember him doing a 5-parter, so I can't believe this elicited this response from him. It's great.
As far as I know, it's just for both, but I don't remember seeing one from the previous episode. But either way, we'll just go with it. Espionage plus Civil War are great sci-fi side dishes, not entrees, but at least we had the sauce of Bader and Lursa, Beator and Lursa. I never got it. Beator and Lursa, Borgia Burlesque. Oh, Lord. Let's see here. Let me find his number 3. Did I lose 3? Where's his number 3? Oh, there we go. Got it. Setups with valiant payoffs are everything, which this episode provided in bushels. Lots of intriguing promises, exciting camera work. Indeedishness. All culminating in a finale which made fans of complicated comic book plots lean back satisfied like post-Thanksgiving food coma.
Love Hungry Boy.
With extra attention to grand character acting, worthy of Serling and classic BBC, redolent of TOS. So 5 well-fed hordes from me.
Oh, that's a good. He's edging out. He is.
Thank you, buddy.
That was close to a rating he gave there. Very nice rating, Hungry Boy. Thank you so much for that review.
Indeedishness. Kal-El says, A+. This is Star Trek storytelling at its finest. It showed the depth of Worf's character development and the intricacies of Klingon society, and both were wonderfully done. Data's expert command of a starship and him gaining the respect of his crew by outmaneuvering Sela was incredibly satisfying. Despite the episode's flaws, the paradox of Sela's appearance in this series being the most obvious, it still was a great 2-parter. I remember anxiously awaiting the premiere of part 2 when it first aired. This is how great Star Trek is done. I agree big time. Well done, sir. Well said, sir. All right, let's see. The Catman, AKDD Minor, says, Clobby, I give both episodes an A-. Thought all the actors and actresses did a great job with what they had. This is my most favorite episode of the season, with the story, wish the story could have been done better. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Thank you. And now, number one, we have the great enigmatic drop bear. If you would care to do the honors.
Yeah, I'll read Enigmatic Drop Bear. TMF has some pretty funny stuff coming up. Start it all, and he's hysterical. Okay, here we go. Enigmatic Drop Bear, our brainy bear. It's a 5-parter, so it's an Esh pick. He's giving part 2 a B+. He says, here we have Starfleet presenting the ultimate facade of a non-military organization masquerading as a military organization, replete with the tropes of rank, command, and control. The Sela backstory is ridiculous. Her conception is inconsistent with Tasha's character. Her rise through the ranks is inconsistent with Romulan values, and her motives in the Klingon conspiracy are highly questionable. Right? Totally agree.
Yep.
4 or 5. I thought it was somewhat bizarre that opponents in the Civil War would rejoin in celebrations akin to pirates and a rowdy pirate bar fight. I love you, Enigmatic Drop Bear. 5 of 5. Worf showing mercy to Toral was a nice touch in what amounts to an allegorical reference to not perpetuating vendettas and cycles of violence. I know, but I just wish he would have walked over and he would have said, you are a child from a family without honor. And I don't kill children. And I want you to live with your shame. If he would have said something like that, like I want you to carry the burden of your dishonor, the way your family made my family falsely carry that burden of dishonor. I wish it should have been something like that. Of course, that needs to be massaged and written better. But I'm just saying that Enigmatic Drop Bear, I totally agree with you, and I wish we would have had that moment. So excellent review. Love, love, love it. Thank you.
Indeed. Michael Beacom says, B-, the inclusion of Denise Crosby injects a now familiar element of fanfic to Trek. It dragged these down. I want to bring Denise back. Just do it. Don't try to justify it.
Yeah. Hang
on for the second part. I got to get to it. Sorry about that, Michael. Oh, there we go. Don't try to justify it, he says. Many actors have played multiple parts in Trek. Look at Mark Leonard. I recall remembering that the character interaction was great. Terrific actors, comfortable with each other, firing on. Hang on. All cylinders. Even a damaged script would be elevated. The filth is the first for many things, but all of them are awful and should never have been done. Yes, sir.
Michael.
You rock. You rock, buddy. Hey, Mr. Tickle Trunk is here.
Hey,
Mr. Tickle Trunk. Thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I really appreciate it, sir. And thank you so much. It's good to see you as always, my friend.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. Now, if let's see, we have our wonderful first officer, anti-derivative Jill, if you would do the honors.
Yes. So communications officer, anti-derivative Jill has a 6-parter. That means this is an Esh pick. She's giving it an A+. She says Picard begins by arguing all the points Worf did about the Romulans that resulted in his resignation. Did Worf's words finally change Picard's mind? Just a little late. Each strategic move build clearly to the next and is thoughtful and even elegant. Every act is precise, culminating in the greatest captain next to Kirk and Sisko, Captain Data. Oh, I love you, Jill. Hobson's chauvinism is slightly comical. He clearly didn't get the memo from the events of Measure of a Man, which finally changes with Data's brilliant victory.
Yep.
The Duras sisters try to entice Worf with being a father figure to Toral, but they don't know him very well. He doesn't even fulfill that with Alexander. Yeah, he's not exactly the fatherly type.
No.
And Jill says, I love Captain Data. We should have gotten more Captain Data. Don't I deserve it? Tasha can never catch a break, no matter what the reality or time warp. But I bet Raquel will have no sympathy. Yeah, I don't. Have you, Jill, have you ever read the horrible things that she said about the show? Like, I believe she said something like she was dying or she was suffocating, and there's no way she was going to waste her life standing there saying, I, Captain, and just all these other horrible things she said about the show. Like, it was really over the top. Anyway, 6 of 6. It ends with tremendous character growth for Worf that pits his uniqueness against growing up with humans versus the Klingon way. It's not my way.
Yep.
Hey,
Well said.
Canadian Spider-Man's here. Good evening.
Canadian Spidey. All right. What's up, dude? Okie dokie. We'll see here. Good to see you, man. Sorry. Let's see. I'm having a little technical. All right. Now, all right. Max Redstone. I'm only seeing 2 of his. Let's see here. Was there another? Well, there's a limerick, but he has. I got Max 1 of 3. Then I got 2 of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is 3 the limerick? Well, we'll see. We'll see how this works. Because I got another limerick from earlier, also, Max. Let's see here. B+ for Max Redstone says, "What? Well, WTF is Mr. Hobson's problem with Data? Was his mom killed by a rogue blender? No substantial reason is given for Hobbs' biases." That's a good point.
Yeah.
Seriously, Hobson should be keelhauled for insubordination. He's sort of like Boma from Galileo 7. He's just a twit, jerkweed. The blockade was badass, as was Data's command. The Tasha consort issue totally soils Lieutenant Yar's dignity. Maybe Data could have reminded Sela that he had her mother before any Romulan did. Whoops.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, why use the word consort? Like, I don't understand that. Why not just say that she was his prisoner and that she had been defiled by him and wound up pregnant? Even that would have been more believable than, okay, so she married a Roman general, and bada bing, bada bang, bada boom, she's pregnant. Meanwhile, she was the chief of security on a starship and had survived those rape gangs on her home planet. So it's totally unbelievable and really dumb. It's
Dumba. Let's see here. Well, I guess the limerick would be your number 3 there, buddy, because I don't see a third one after that. So see, that last one was number 2. So I guess we'll go with the limerick. How about that? You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Max, well, I'll do it from here. Let's see. Captain Picard's on the ball and sets up a Romulan wall. The Duras sisters did flee, even though they make such a nice tea. Now let us give Mr. Hobson a keel haul. By the way, he had one from earlier that we missed. That I missed because I thought I had them all. Where is it? Okay. The Klingon Empire, Worf must save. Did I do that one? Looks like it might be a close shave. No.
Oh, yes, you read that one. That's a good one.
Oh, here you go. The Klingon Empire is on the brink of war, and Worf wants in on the ground floor. He is cleared of his sins by fighting off Romulans, but missed his chance to master Beator. Whoa. Okie dokie. And
Max says that, I'll just show this one, Clobby.
Go ahead.
Max says, I think number 3 got auto-deleted because I used the word D-bag.
Oh, my goodness. Sorry about that, duder. Silly stuff. Sorry, bud. Number...
It's so funny because our show is so PG. Like, our show is so painfully PG. And yet, it makes no sense to me
Bobby's
anyway.
Clubhouse isn't, because that got limited again. And every one gets limited. Just limited, though, but still.
Unbelievable.
Mr. Angel gives it an AA plus rating with thanks to the Duras sisters. I am a sucker for Klingon culture and episodes, and this masterful. What an insight in the internal machinations of the Klingon.
Mm-hmm.
He loves it. So thank you, Chef. Absolutely. Glad you love that one. A Toxic Man Flu says B minus. I'm just kidding. B plus. When I say minus, I can't see. The red shirt with Data in the right middle image starred in a favorite film of mine, Party Animal. Oh my God, is that Macaulay Culkin thing, dude? I know he was the bad guy in Beverly Hills Cop 3. Anyway, and I've seen him in other stuff. A plus if Raquel was playing Sayla because have you seen her cosplay? Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, she should have played Sayla. There you go.
I love you so much.
Sandra Feliciano says, I like the exploration of minor characters. Tasha never would have given it in that easily or poisoned her child's minds against the Federation. No idea why they let Crosby back on the show. Yeah, that's a good question there.
Totally agree.
I don't understand why they did that either, to be honest with you. The great bronze wrencher Eric K says B plus part 1 and B plus for boobies. Well, that's
limited now.
It's a fair cop. Let's see here. Wolfie says rating A plus, amazing episode expanding the Klingon canon into its full form. This is some of the most important track work that DS9 picks up and runs with.
Yep.
Let's see here. Love the Sutherland scene.
Yeah.
The variations Nebula class starships have always fascinated me, almost as if these ships have interchangeable upper pods.
Yeah.
Very cool idea.
Yep.
And you can see that, not every ship is a luxury liner like the Enterprise.
Yeah, JT Kirk likes that same stuff that Wolfie likes. You know what I mean? Yeah. The hardcore engineering. This and that keeps it really science fiction instead of science fantasy when you have people around that are giving it the sniff test. Could this actually be rendered? Could this ship actually exist? So I love it when Wolfie and JT Kirk and others who know quite a lot about engineering pipe up and inform us as to these changes, the nature of these changes, and of course their verisimilitude. So love the comments as always, Wolfie.
Indeedishness. I'll take the pod with the extra photon lunches.
Yeah.
Phantom Outsider says Captain Data foiling Romulan plans. Did he access stuff? STOS? What historical documents on Captain James T. Kirk? Probably. Yeah. Maybe she's for TOS. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably a captain has to make the call. Followers follow, leaders lead. Where was Decker?
Yeah, the Decker unit is nothing in this episode. The Decker unit is just, I don't know. He's probably in 10 forward boinking someone.
The Excalibur boinking someone. Sela, I look like my mom, who I hate. I'm mad at Picard because mom said her time on STNG was killing her. Her actual motivation was lousy.
Yeah,
lousy show, got popular, better glom back on.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Pretty much it. Let's see here. Toxic Man part 12 of 876.
He's doing that for you, Isn't he marvelous? I love him.
You're the man, TMF. And why do all the Klingon ships look like phalluses? Oh boy. Well, they are Klingons. What are they descended from Austin Powers with all the testosterones flying around?
Hey, a Ptolemy's minion just walked through the door. A Ptolemy's minion and Pupper.
Oh, good to see you, Ptolemy. Let's see here. Where were I? Oh, let's see. Part 13 of 876. This episode would have gotten a higher score for me if Troy had to sacrifice herself by going to Texas and saying that shit at a rodeo in Amarillo. I love it. You must be the best.
Okay, definitely not PG
Spectacular.
anymore, but it's okay with me. I just love it. It's so funny.
Oh, part 14 of 876 in Riker. We see his forehead come through the turbo lift door, and then 5 minutes later, Lord, just for men, beard and mustache comes through. Oh, just for men, I say. Ruined a scene. Wow, dude. Sorry to mess that up for you.
Oh my God, he's so funny. I love him so much. It's so true. That just for men, beard and mustache. He looks like he got dipped in shoe polish. Somebody dipped the Decker unit in shoe polish.
Oh my God.
Love you,
Ew.
TMF.
Chief Engineer Mark D with a C says A+. The greatness continues. Worf and Curran are magical to watch. Major flaw fighting is wrapped up too quickly. Wasn't Gowron losing, and then a blocked shipment makes the Jirash clan lose the war? Well, I don't know.
Yep.
There was also no resolution to the Sela Picard rivalry, which was a dud anyway.
Yeah.
Data steals the show with his time as captain of the Sutherland. Agreed. That was.
And
really
did you
great.
notice that all of the people in our community who don't usually like the B stories because they find them weak, every single one of the people who hates the B stories, especially when they're super weak, loved Data as the B story here, and they're coming right out and saying that he almost stole the show from both episodes, and that's quite a powerful statement from people who don't like these failed B stories.
Exactly. If you're going to do them right. Illustrating not only the bigotry of Hobson, but also the fact that Picard also didn't pick Data to lead a ship. Yeah, true. Data disobeys orders, saves the day, and submits himself for report. Take that, STD.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy. Any more? I think
that's it, boss.
I think we covered them, and let's see. I'm just gonna get my chat back up to speed here.
That's okay. I think that's all we put flags on. And I think that's it.
I hope that's all of them. I think that's all of them, folks. Keep hitting the damn.
Yeah, see, there's Michael Beacom, right? There's one of the people who does not like it when they just create a B story, and it becomes distracting and annoying. And even Michael here, I'm just going to show it if you don't mind, boss. Michael says, "Yeah, must say yes. Data story made up for a lot of the weaknesses elsewhere. No complaints about the B story here." And Michael always complains about the B stories, especially when they have high suck.
Me too.
And look at this. Look who's joining in. Even Enigmatic Drop Bear says, yes, the Data B story was particularly well done. Oh, and look at what we've got here, boss man. Oop.
What?
It just jumped on me, but I need to show this, please. There you
go. A from me. Oh, lurking. Okay. An A from Steve Mitchum. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
Chief of Security.
Yes. Yep. All righty then. Well, I guess we're ready to. What do you think? You think maybe we should there's someone new I've not seen before.
Welcome.
J25.
Very nice to meet you.
Hello there. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. And says, what's it? After reunion, a lot of the Klingon stories were hidden. Yeah. TNG. Yep.
So shall we do it? Shall we open the show up to panel?
Well, we got our two friends. I'm gonna send out the invite to them.
Yeah.
While let's see. In fact, I'm gonna take myself out of it. If you want to talk to the crowd for a second while I go get these links and send them.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't mind?
Yeah, no problem.
Go for it.
Yeah, and look at this. Jill is saying it too. And who else? There were other people who were talking about Mazarus. Look at our friend Mazarus. Yes, the Data B story. It almost steals the show here, doesn't it? It's really, really good. Anyone else? Yeah, see, everyone who is a critic of the B story when it's weak loved this Data story, and I absolutely loved this Data story. And like I said, he almost stole the show. Yes, Hungry Boy. We don't often do well. Actually, we've never done a panel before on this show because Clobby likes it just to be he and I. But the thing is that. We're going to review the entire season. So this is really super special, and it's going to be so much fun. Jill will be joining us, and so will Mark D with a C. And we're going to talk about our top 3 best and our top 3 worst. So if you're sitting at home and you're thinking to yourself, there were a couple of episodes here that I really loved and some episodes I really hated, then go ahead and prepare those. Maybe just write yourself a little note because we will be talking about that. That's what we're going to talk about as our little mini panel. And here we go. We'll be talking about that as our mini panel. So if you want to prepare for that, prepare your 3 best and your 3 worst, or as I like to say, the good, the bad, the ugly, and sometimes the sucktastic. And there is a great deal of sucktastic going on in season 4, as well as some magical moments. And LT says, I enjoyed the B story more than the A. Yeah, and that seems to be the consensus amongst the 735 Club, the real Trekkies. All right.
Okay, they've got their the links. I hope they got it. Jill, you got a link. Mark, you've got a link. There is Mark.
Oh, there he is.
Raquel, if you see Jill pop in, put her in with you. I got to check something on what's going on in the front of front, some noise up there in front of the house. I just want to make sure everything's okay up there because I don't know if the door's shut right. So
no problem.
Yeah, and Jill, you can add. You have the power. So
okay,
Mark,
I have the power.
Oh, hey guys, yep. Let me just fix my headphones aren't working. So sorry about that.
So oops, forgot something first. Oh, there we go.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
I love you, TMF. Hey, good evening and welcome.
Thank you.
Mark D with the C, our chief engineer.
Great to be here.
And
I had a wee bout of shore leave, but I'm good.
Hello?
There you are. Welcome. Anti-derivative Jill.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're doing well. Are you all prepared to talk about your 3 best and your 3 worst of season 4?
My toddler is screaming at me through the door, but yes, I am ready. I have,
That's okay. If you hit the mute button periodically, we don't mind at all.
Yeah, I might have to mute it here to go check on her.
That's okay. So Mark, let's just get into it since Clobby's has to go outside and check on what's happening there in his real life. Let's get into it. What if you were to say anything about season 4, what would be your takeaway comments on the season as a whole?
Oh, as a whole, it's just headed in a much better direction. I mean, obviously, seasons 1 and 2 were pretty damn rough, right?
Yeah.
And, we had some, good points in those seasons, but pretty tough. And then there were still some clunkers in this season 2, obviously. But on the whole, it ended with a great, that great note. I mean, season 3, I think that cliffhanger was tough.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Tough to beat with the Borg, that story. I mean, I think that's, best season cliffhanger. Of course, growing up, watching this when it was live. And then having to wait 3 months after fire. So this one, you kind of knew Worf would be back.
Well, it was clever though, didn't you? Didn't you think it was clever? Because I mean, back then, if you remember the world pre-internet, or by and large pre-internet, it created water cooler talk. Like a lot of
yeah,
us went
definitely.
away and we were like, oh,
Yeah.
what's going to happen? And so I think they really came into their own here in learning how the cliffhanger could create buzz, and people would wind up talking about the show to people who weren't even watching the show. And that way they were able to get more viewers and to heighten the excitement amongst viewers.
Oh no, I think that was, that was all very well done. And yeah, you're like, oh, could Worf really, maybe he's going to be, go off with the Klingons, or maybe he'll be gone for a few seasons. And of course, he did eventually end up on Deep Space Nine, but his character is just so well written. He's just so much fun. I mean, the lines and the Klingons, they're black and white basically, right? So and
Yeah.
just Alron is great, and when Duras, the little Weasley kid says, we're gonna run the Klingon Empire some days, perhaps, but not today. It's just the great, the great delivery by and his brother. It's Tony Todd. Is just fantastic.
Tony Todd's always great.
Oh God, he's great. Yeah, he's so good. So,
what's up, Jill? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty great. I don't know what happened to my avatar, but I'm doing fine.
I'm told something about using OBS or something like that, or whatever.
We can change your audio. Change your camera, Jill. Change it to just the regular camera, but turn it off, and then you can.
Oh, there it
you
goes.
go.
Hey,
Jill.
There we go. I go to Spa. Yeah.
Welcome to Saturday Night Star Trek, Jill.
Oh yes, thank you for having me on here.
We thought it was a special occasion. We have had some extra time on our hands, and since we're going to talk about the season, we thought we should get our fellow officers on with us.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Great.
And yeah, that episode was pretty great.
Yep. What a shame that they had that. I really would like to know what possessed them to pull that crap with Tasha. It's just so.
And the worst part about it is that the whole thing is just explained in this one little encapsulated scene. Like, it's just like a throwaway line. And it doesn't. They don't really get in. If they're going to talk about it, actually get into it and explain what's going on, but they don't.
And you're right. It is a single line. It's a single line of dialogue, and you're just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
right. And it fills you with all these questions.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's more Wrath of Khan syndrome, which is, of course, one of my all-time favorite movies. But I think they're always trying to set up that, killer, quote unquote, villain or nemesis. Oh, that nemesis, that was a bad line there too, talking about clones that were discussed in this episode, right?
Yeah, but she turns out to be a dingbat. Like, she's not like she's not even a really
but that's the problem.
villain.
They're trying to set her up as like this, formidable, person, and then she figures out the trap, right? But then, then she said, "Well, I'm going to send the troops through where the android is, who's probably the most capable, smartest being in Starfleet, without thinking of that, maybe just send it to where a regular, human captain is, there's more bias there. Well, the android's, going to be a quote unquote idiot or not capable. And, Data is obviously turns out to be the most capable, one of the most capable officers in the fleet with that brilliant strategy.
I like that though, because it means that he has an ongoing struggle, right? But I'd like to circle back on what Jill was saying. Because I had the exact same feeling back in 1991. The first thing I did was I started asking myself about the math.
Oh yeah.
Because we didn't have an internet. There was no memory alpha. There was none of this. It was like you met at the coffee shop or you met at the campus and you spoke with your fellow nerds and geeks. And back then, just simply watching a superhero movie didn't make you a nerd or a geek. We had real nerds and geeks. And so the first thing that you're doing when you're watching it, if you're a real nerd and a real geek, is you start doing the math and you're like, you get out your little fingers and you start saying, how is it possible that, wait a second, let's check the math. Is it even possible that Tasha could have a baby? And then on top of it, it's the annoying timey-wimey crap, right?
We got Jill here as the mathematician. So what is the analysis? How old does the math work? I was listening when you were talking about it, but how old would Tasha, your daughter, be right now?
Well, had I known, I would have done the math for you.
No, don't
Oh,
worry.
that's okay. Not to put you in a spot. I'm
Exactly.
just what
But it really doesn't. It
doesn't
make
add
sense.
up.
It
Yeah.
really. I'm sure it doesn't.
Well, it only
Yeah.
gives her
Yeah.
it only gives her a couple of months to get pregnant, right? Because you're
Yeah.
pregnant to the end of 9 months. So that
So-
it would have given her, yeah, so she would have gotten pregnant within the first or the second month of being held captive by or becoming the consort of this general. Why not just claim that she had been assaulted, and then at least it can be believable, I think.
Yeah, and that was all
Yeah,
very
that's where my
cringeworthy.
imagination
Yeah.
goes, because that's the only way I could actually believe it, is if it wasn't consensual, because that's not her character wouldn't allow for that to happen willingly. But
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
Jill,
That's-
was it
yeah.
Enigmatic Drop Bear who raised the point too of how was she able to raise herself through the ranks? I mean, there's some pretty rampant nepotism going on in the Roman in the Romulan hierarchy. If she was able to just be born and immediately rise to that position with nothing but her father being a general, it's a very, very tight timeline.
Michael Beacom, thank you for that. Appreciate you that $5 super chat, my friend. As he says, Mr. Angel, hail chef, did a brilliant summation of season 4. He observed this is where TNG came of age, and I agree. The old show left, and now TNG was Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great
there
point.
you go. Thank you so much for that, Michael. I appreciate you.
And I also agree with what you're saying too. That's very cringe. I don't know, cringeworthy is the right word, or it's just Yar's character survived those gangs, and her with her backstory, and then all of a sudden she's a consort. I mean, why didn't they just say she met someone and fell in love and had a kid? That would have been a much nicer, especially if you want to honor the character. I never really liked the character. She was barely
right,
or disliked her. She was just kind of there, right? I mean, she was few episodes, and it wasn't like she made a huge impact, and then boom, she was gone, and they had that cringeworthy funeral obituary to her. So
that stupid name, the Tal Shiar. Oh, God.
Yeah, the
So
Tal
it's-
Shiar.
Oh, that's so bad.
So it was trying to create something out of nothing, and then Denise Crosby obviously regretted leaving the show. Hey, and she did try to do right by, I guess. So she said hey, let's get back on and do something interesting, but it was too forced here, and it was too quickly done. It didn't really add anything to the story. It could have been any Romulan character other than you look just like Tasha.
Yeah.
So dumb. They only use then they do that. They go to all that trouble, okay? And they have her in this episode. Then what? We only get her in unification, and I don't think she ever came back. So
Yeah.
she's wasted, useless, crappy character.
Mm-hmm.
All of
Yeah,
it's a
it's the
waste.
same thing with, Riker keeps giving up being a captain. Why even raise that? Because then that becomes the constant, failed Decker unit line of dialogue that infuriates fans. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And the thing is just take out a calculator. Even if you're not good with math, just take out a calculator and give it a couple of years at least, or play around with it and try massage the facts until it becomes believable. And it's just certainly not believable.
Yeah, they'd have to add another time travel story to Tasha Yar's time travel story, right?
Exactly.
She got sent in the past again. Where's Captain Cockney Spock, who hates time travel along with me too? So
it's amazing to me that a Romulan general would, quote, become enamored with Tasha Yar so quickly, and their preggers and popping out babies, and to use the word consort, I think is also quite strange. Carrying that definition and a cumulative connotation of doing it willingly, of being married to someone of high rank, or someone really high up in a monarchy. It's super annoying. I want to distribute shin kicks to the whole writer's room. Just shin kicks all around.
I've gotten some of your shin kicks. They hurt.
Well,
they do.
Lord Thoughts, also makes a great point. There is so much anti-human sentiment in the Romulan Empire, and a senior Romulan takes a human, and a half Romulan is born, and somehow, in a few decades, she is powerful enough to be a commander. This is so stupid.
Logic,
and it's just
logic,
so
logic.
so weird. And if he loves her so much, just for escaping, she gets murdered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why
Great
didn't
point,
he
Jill. Great
struggle
point.
to kill her? Why didn't? Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's super annoying. The whole Tasha Yar thing and the Tasha zombie, Romulan zombie is just annoying.
But everything else about the episode was great. I would say.
Yes,
We talked
especially
about
the
that,
data.
but
The data
yeah.
stuff was just everyone
Yeah.
just absolutely loved the data stuff. Our beloved Pinocchio has his day to shine, and of course he performs outstandingly. Oh no, Pleasant Valley Picker has to leave. He says, "Gotta go, folks. Bye." Pleasant Valley Picker, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you for supporting this channel and this show.
Yes, have a great one. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. TMF, thank you so much, my friend. You were too kind. Thank you for that. $5 super chat. Just question, Raquel, what do you think of Sela and human and Romulan DNA being compatible? Compatibility. Answer. Well, I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, that's another. It's funny that you should bring that up, TMF, because that's exactly where my thoughts go as well, and pretty much at the precisely the same time. Yeah, that's your automatic next thought. Who would think that human and Romulan DNA would be so compatible as to facilitate this almost immediate pregnancy? Because if you've ever carried a baby, it's not at the beginning of 9 months and you pop a baby. It's at the end of 9 months, and so yeah, it's just the whole thing is just really really stupid. I can't spell the raspberry Raquel gives, so I'll just do it. I'll just do it for TMF. I love you, TMF. I'll just put this up on the screen.
Raspberry.
There it is. This is for TMF and his beautiful wife.
Well done, number one. Well said, by the way. Well.
Yeah, how do you spell Raquel Raspberry?
Yeah, well, but what he's saying is true. Like at this point in canon, there is difficulty, and doctors are working toward making that compatibility more fluid. Pun intended, and so that you're more readily able to conceive, but it's not a foregone conclusion. And TMF knows his canon. This is true. Along the proper timeline, at this point, she would not be able to get pregnant so quickly. So TMF is pointing out canon fact. Beautiful job. Mwah, mwah.
He's got to learn to spell raspberry.
Yeah. No, he said he doesn't know how to spell Raquel Raspberry, like how to make it sound. Anyway, I love it.
Cardinal Sin, thank you so much for that. You were too kind, sir. Really appreciate that for your $20 super chat. You were too kind. He says, "Hello, everybody. Thanks, Clobby, for a great stream." It's all Raquel, not me. And Raquel, Anti-Derivative Jill, and Mark, D with a C. They determined in TNG that all of the different species were seeded by a long-gone race. The preservers or something you're talking about here? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe the preservers would you be speaking of? Or was it?
Oh yeah, that happens later in the series.
Look at this comment.
Yeah, but thank you so much, Cardinalson.
Look at this comment.
Wasn't there a comment about Spock and
iron-based blood and copper-based blood? Okay.
Yes.
Didn't they reference Spock's parents having difficulty in terms of
yes
having him for there was some science that had to happen
That's right.
for them to be compatible. But was that mentioned in TOS or the movies or in a book? I know.
Well, Gene Roddenberry talked about it in Inside Star Trek.
Yep.
Yeah, I read it somewhere.
His interview on that album. And then later they've talked about, I think remember Enterprise Trip and Trip and
it was an Enterprise. Yeah, it was definitely an Enterprise.
Yeah,
that's where.
Well, no, but Mark, Claudia is right. Gene Roddenberry discussed it as well. When you have all these different life forms, the ability to conceive is not a foregone conclusion. So that's another reason to dislike the Romulan zombie Yar.
You know, on that Inside Star Trek album, it was Roddenberry interviewing Mark Lenard, who was in the character of Sarek.
Yep.
And
Oh, cool.
when he explained it.
Yep.
Very
You
nice.
that's probably online. It's probably on YouTube. Someone probably put it on there.
What is this I see? Someone just said hello. Mr. Parrish is here. Evening, Mr. Parrish.
Clobe's here.
He is.
I didn't see him. There you go. Personally, I can't see him.
So I think that we should get right into it. I think we should
Yes.
let's do the suck. Can we do the sucktacular
Okay.
suckness?
Sure. Do we have to? I mean, pick three's a small number, but I didn't even write it. I don't know if any of you're all probably prepared. I didn't even.
No,
have
I
to
didn't
look at the
prepare
list
either.
to
I
remind
gotta look at my
myself.
reviews. I gotta remember the names. Yeah.
I'm just going to look at the list to remind myself of a real crap box. So whoever wants to go first, or
Well,
I can
go first.
Yeah, because you're
go
prepared
first, number
always.
one.
I'm always prepared. Okay, so
Yeah.
this was a very uneven season. Okay, we had some really, really spectacular writing, performances, acting, directing, production, really, really outstanding. But we also had some moments of supreme sucktacular suckness. And so I have a top 3 as requested by my captain. I dutifully made sure that I followed orders from my captain. And I also have an honorable mention. So we'll start with my top 3 suck. So these are
Go
the
ahead.
top 3 worst episodes, and then I'll give you my honorable mention. So first is In Theory, season 4, episode 25, first aired on June 1st, 1991. This is Patty Stewie's favorite episode. This is the Jenna episode, the annoying, desperate, cringy airhead who is just ridiculous. We have moments here where Jenna is insufferable. We have a lost opportunity to really showcase Data. And we also have some really dumb stuff happening here with the Mind's Eye, which is Stardate 44885.5, and In Theory being Stardate 44932.3, which would have been Geordi fully recovering from being reprogrammed and tortured through his visor. And then, of course, we have Data playing the ultimate robo-cleaner. He does it all, folks. I'm amazed he didn't get down on the carpet and suck up the lint with his nose. So this is extreme suck, and I gave it an F. Moving right along to some more F. We have Remember Me, season 4, episode 5, first aired on October 22nd, 1990. We have Wesley Spurpies. We have the Traveler returning. We have the Creepy Traveler, and how you can think a universe into existence. And just, it really competes with the alternative factor in the immense amount of Wesley suck that is going on in this episode. So gets a big old F from me. Next, we have The Loss, season 4, episode 10, first aired on December 31st, 1990. It's just a whole lot of Deanna Troi, and she's just super annoying. She says species and sentient instead of species and sentient. She also claims that people in real life were walking up to her, telling her how wonderful and courageous it was that she played a disabled character, when in all actuality, she just lost her ability to be I don't know.
Like her superpowers, I guess, right?
Well, yeah, but here is where you go down the rabbit hole of explaining that if you look at Jean's Bible, if you look on page 28 and 29 of Jean's Bible, it is clearly stated that Troi is not telepathic. She can only read emotions. And she's actually supposed to be the attaché of the bridge crew. So she can look at their faces, check their countenance, their visage, as it were, and be able to help them through, traumatic moments, post-traumatic stress disorder, with decision making. She's never been telepathic. So here we have that on full display, and it is a lot of suck in one episode, and I gave it a D minus.
a lot of suck in one
A
episode.
whole lot of sucking going on.
There's a
hope
whole
that-
lot of sucking going on,
agree.
and no one's getting paid. It's not even fun. So I have an honorable mention in the category of Sucktacular Suck in season 4 with Suddenly Human, season 4, episode 4. This is prod number, season 4, episode 1. Remember, we get a reversal. This is the Too Many Family Matters episode, the one of 3. And this is the terrible acting of Marina, the twinkling daddy music for Picard, Howling at the Moon. This is supposed to be science fiction, not Little House on the Prairie, filled with stupid dialogue, no diplomacy. That
was a contender for me too, because
it suck. D minus.
A kid with clear Stockholm syndrome and possible and definite child abuse, but
yes,
but the Enterprise is not going to interfere, and the grandparents never even get to have a say.
Yes.
Hey, Tim's talk. Good to see you.
Hey, Tim.
And so those are my suck of the ultimate suck. In theory, remember me, the loss, and of course the bonus honorable mention of Suddenly Human. And now I'll turn it back over to my captain, who may receive reports from the rest of the crew.
Jill, did you get any? Did you make
Yes.
any? Go
Yes,
for your suck.
I
your
have
suck
mine.
episodes. Go for your
Okay,
suck.
so my third one, third worst is Final Mission. It's so terrible that I didn't rewatch it. I just know that I didn't really like it, and the only thing I had going for it was the last time we have to see him for a while.
Yes.
He shall be unnamed.
And my second one, second worst was Night Terrors, because it's bland, boring, slow, and I caught falling asleep during it. And all it had going for it were it wanted to be a horror movie, but it didn't deliver.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just saying that everyone will become violent just because they're unable to rem. I had trouble remming when I was a kid, and I don't think I ever beat anybody up because of it.
That you can remember.
Are you sure?
And then Raquel and I share the first worst. The Loss is my least favorite this season.
So much suck.
I mean, they had a chance, Troy says that to demonstrate a compassionate way to demonstrate someone struggling with a sudden disability, but they don't accomplish that at all. And instead, they tell us there's no way that an able-bodied person could ever understand Troy's pain and suffering. She's the victim here and everything, and they don't even bother trying to make it, helpful for anybody actually
And you're
going
a
through
huge
those
fan
problems.
of Data. How did you feel about Troy teaching Data about deductive reasoning in that episode? I bet that felt warm and fuzzy to you.
No. Well, that was the worst part of it, the episode for me, because we also have that terrible bleep plot you're talking about involving Flatland. It could have been interesting if they actually bothered to read the book by Edwin Abbott and actually make the aliens, sentient and intelligent. Instead, they just make them animals that just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it just falls flat.
Yes.
Aaron Baker, hello there. Oh my goodness.
What a great list, Jill. Everybody
great
give it
one,
up
Jill.
for Jill.
Anything to add, Jill? Or you went with those three?
Yeah, those are my,
it's
those
okay.
are my three worst.
It's okay that Raquel went with 20, but I'm glad she did. She didn't know about it. She covered it really. Mark.
Yep. All right. Well,
you got 3. Did you go with 3? Because I didn't even make a 3. I just got a bunch.
I just went through them. Just of course I wasn't as prepared as just scanning the.
I got to admit, I wasn't prepared.
Thinking about a lot of the same stuff, but
I forgot it.
Oh, we're getting some applause from the chat for anti-derivative Jill, communications officer, anti-derivative Jill. And since she can't hear it, I'll just pretend.
Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it.
I can read it.
I mean, I had that's all. Yeah, that was great points, Jill. So it's fun. Yeah, it's fun to be on here and I'll talk about this. It's much easier than typing in 200 characters or less. But I had 8. I'm not going to go through all 8, but I had 8 episodes of Suck this season. So that's in terms of not good episodes. So if you look, 26 episodes, but some really horrible. I'll just say the names. I'll give you my top 3. So the ones that I rated really poorly were Remember Me, Final Mission, Future Imperfect, The Loss, Night Terrors, Mind's Eye, In Theory, and Identity Crisis. So
all good choices.
So those are all, really subpar episodes. Of course, then we got the fantastic episodes. So I guess to pick my worst ones. Yeah, Remember Me, I think that would be number 3rd worst, like you guys have said. That just episode made no sense. It was just so disappointing. Let's see, I'd probably say number 2 next to that would be The Loss. First, I was worried that was going to be a whole episode about mourning how Wesley Crusher was gone. Thankfully, it didn't turn out to be that. And then it turned out to be about, Troy losing her quote unquote powers, as we discussed. And it's just boring and annoying. And the science makes no sense. It's just ridiculous. And there's some other spectacular episodes, but I'd have to say, what In Theory I hadn't finished watching before last week. So I'm going to go back and I'd watch like the first time. I'm going to go watch that sucker again. What the heck? We only have 2 episodes this week. And watching that, it's just
which one?
The In Theory. So Data, normally, like you said, you're going to love a Data episode.
Yeah.
But that crew member needs psychological analysis. It's like,
yes.
And Raquel, you had basically said that, but I'm watching. I'm like, what? And then the rest of the crew, it's like, what? They think she's crazy to, try to have a relationship.
So stupid.
My God, it was
she knows he can't express emotions. I don't know why she does that.
Yeah, and so it's borderline on like using him basically as a object of fun, or fully functional. Or I mean, I could see where
Steely Dan.
Data's amusing it just because of not knowing human nuances.
At least Tasha was under the influence of a thing when that happened. Yeah, when she used him. So yeah,
and she put it into context. She was when he, when she walked up to him on the bridge and she was like, "Look, what happened was just a thing, and it's not going to happen again, and don't mention it to anyone. Not cool." And so she kept it that way. And as an INTJ. I really appreciate. I would have really appreciated a story where they made it more realistic, where you could have an Amanda Sarek type of deal going on. It's much more intriguing and it's way more science fiction.
Yeah, it was just a huge swing, a huge miss because Data, and Spiner's acting is phenomenal in the episode, and those bits are funny, but you just wonder what's, if they had written it a little bit where she kind of just had some fun with him, and then Data was maybe exploring the relationship. She's the one that kind of puts it forward. If he had been more trying to, go for the girl and she kept rejecting him, that would have made, much more sense to me. It was just I need to defend
Data here for a second, though. You said that there was a swing and a miss. I take umbrage with that. I do not believe that Data took a swing and missed. I'm pretty sure that he's fully functional.
Yeah, okay.
Just kidding.
I was referencing the writers, but yeah,
I know, but I got it.
I know. Yeah, we don't know what happened that one night, but I mean, God, do we even want to go there with holodecks and Datas and where the future is going? But that, I mean, this you in Clobbering Times, you had mentioned that before. As much as we love Star Trek and we like TNG, it's just ends up being all over the place in terms of quality. And I'm trying to remember.
Inconsistent.
Inconsistent. So it's been so long since I've rewatched this, because usually I just rewatch TOS or I'll put a random in the old days I'd watch Channel 11 at midnight, random episode would come on, just watch very out of order, not like Raquel. So I'm trying to remember how with the fifth, and I remember them being really good the seasons, but I think the oncoming seasons hopefully they're a little bit more consistent. But
let me thank Max Redstone for $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Max. Appreciate it. The Lost, the ship's destruction inside the cosmic string, is the B story to the A story of Deanna's temporary partial disability counselor Karen. Yeah. Oh man, it's there's so many bad ones here.
Love it. Lord Thoth just put up a sucktacular
Yep.
suck list.
I was gonna ask for everybody's. I don't really need to do one myself so much.
I'll drink to that, LT. If you can, anyone can see my Star Trek. It's a disappearing transporter mug, so I figured that would be good for tonight. So when you put your tea in that, and then it when it heats up, they disappear, and as it cools off, the crew reappears. So
oh yeah, nice. I got one of those for Christmas. Mine
cool.
Mine has them appear on a planet.
Nice.
Really?
While you're
Cool.
drinking coffee.
Yeah,
love those.
So I'll drink to that, and I also have my, of course, I've always got the gadgets and gizmos. So here's my Klingon dagger. So it's got, of course, it has sound effects too. So
nice.
And this is con. It's con compliant, so it's plastic. But
oh, good.
Yeah, so it's a plastic.
So you'd get a little orange piece of tape for that one.
Yep. So So got to have the Star Trek props, right? So that got some good use in the episode tonight. So.
Yep. Let's see here. I'll give my worst in a second here. I want to thank, of course, Cardinal Sin. Thank you so much again for that, sir. Appreciate you. You're too kind. He says, yes. Cardinal Sin says, season 1 had too many cooks. It was so bad that Tracy Torme left after season 2 because of the interference. Then again, that happened with him on several shows. Yes, Cardinal. So I've heard.
Sliders,
yes.
Yep.
Sliders, another thing. Yeah, I've heard that, Cardinal. Thank you so much for that, buddy. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, Tracy Torme wrote Elementary Dear Data, if I'm not mistaken. One of the better episodes in the first 2 seasons.
He did.
Yep.
But it was tough for me to just pick more. I mean, how many? Raquel named all the bad ones. You all did it so perfectly. I just, I don't know. The final mission is so horrible. even if it is the end of Data, Data, listen to me, Wesley, it's not really the end. So you kind of knowing that you watch, you go, well, yeah, it's just a piece of garbage. Remember me. I won't go into it because you handled it perfectly, Raquel. You don't. Identity Crisis. I don't know if anyone named that one. Ugh.
I did. Yep.
The loss was a loss, not a profit. Night Terrors, you all took care of that one. In Future Purge is kind of boring. I don't know. In theory, might be. Oh God, that's not the worst one. Just for the stupid woman in the episode. I don't know. It's tough. Now, let's face it. I think we'd have more episodes to deal with if we were still in the first, second, or third season.
Yes. Maybe
it's a good thing we only started this with the 4th season.
Yeah, I gotta say, I had a hard time picking my best ones than my worst.
Yes. It was.
I had an easier time picking my best ones in this one. So actually, so Chad, if you want to start putting out your worst ones. While we're working on our best ones, we'll backtrack to that because we can save them.
Yeah. So what did everyone at home, what did you think sucked more than anything else?
Just put your suck episodes and just throw them in there and we'll grab them. In the meantime, number 1, you want to put your best? You want to go with your best?
All right. Let's do this. This is so much. This is a better feeling. This feels good.
Yes, it's fun.
Okay, so in no particular order, because I cannot give them in any particular order, I am just going to provide my top 3 that are gooders. That's Canadian for it. That's pretty darn good.
Gooders.
We say that's a gooder. Okay, so here we go. Half a Life, Season 4, Episode 22. It first aired on May 6, 1991. It draws inspiration from Pebble in the Sky by Isaac Asimov and Logan's Run. This was nominated for an Emmy in the music category. Magel Barrett, whichever part of the universe you live in, is brilliant in every character she plays. I love Loaxana Troy. David Ogden Stiers is bloody brilliant as Timison. We have the Dr. Woof exchange, which is just marvelous. This episode is expertly written, acted, and directed. It has a brilliant musical score. This is one of the best TNG episodes. We have lots of adult discussion on a number of issues.
This is a metaphor, and certainly it could be used in many ways for describing how society erases older people. Society is very comfortable with just erasing the elderly. It's an indictment of elder abuse and nursing homes, and it's a daunting subject that is vital in our society today, and just absolutely great, with, of course, the exception of Deanna being a complete biatch, which she totally is. I gave the episode an A+. Half a Life is beautiful, and if you have ever walked into a continuing care facility, a home for the aged, or you have dealt with death and dying of the aged, you know that Half a Life is more relevant today than it was in 1991, and we could do a hell of a lot better job with our senior citizens. So it's a call to arms, and I encourage you to rewatch it, and not to take the indictment too far, but instead to take away hope and to say to yourselves, yes, our people, we don't send people away when they're 60 years old. People don't disappear. People are still sexual beings. They're still smart. They're still capable of giving to society. So I love Half a Life. Data's Day. Who doesn't love Data's Day? Season 4, episode 11, first aired on January 7th, 1991. Brent Spiner is brilliant as our beloved Pinocchio. This is wonderful writing, acting, directing, and production. It is just absolutely brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I also love the fact that it tears a page out of, well, it doesn't tear a page out of it, actually takes on the whole concept of the first work of science fiction, which is, of course, Mary Shelley's Modern Prometheus. And we have this beautiful epistolary exchange, this exchange of letters. So I think that it has a real literary quality, and it's gorgeous. My final installment for the best of the best, which might actually, I could entertain the idea of this being the best of season 4, is The Nth Degree. Season 4, episode 19, first aired on April 1st, 1991. This is beautifully acted. This is excellent science fiction. This is a gorgeous science fiction topic. Dwight Schultz is brilliant. I love this beautiful, amazing nerd. It has a terrific soundtrack by Ron Jones that just makes your heart soar. We have a Hal feeling from In the Jeffries Tube, and we have these nods to Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, a Shakari, and anyway. Just beautiful. I also gave that an A+. So that is Half a Life, Data's Day, and The Nth Degree.
Nice.
Great pick.
Jill,
Yes,
you got something for us?
I have to promise I didn't know what Raquel's top 3 were,
That's
because
okay.
my list is crazy similar.
Hey.
Love you.
I love you too. My third best was The Nth Degree. Barclay is given this extraordinary intelligence that I would love to have for a day myself, and just that lovely TOS style alien to explain everything was great. And my favorite was at the end, where you could tell that he had retained some of that skill, and it makes a more powerful character it makes him a more powerful character as somebody who could come back later to do something special, and he does. And I can't wait until the other series where he does come back and do more things. And then my second favorite was Half a Life. That episode tears me apart every time I watch it. And the acting from Timson, Loxana was charming. I very much could believe that they'd fall in love with each other so quickly, because their chemistry was so endearing. And so many times in Star Trek, we have a lecture about why the society is wrong and that they must change it right then and there. But I liked how this one took a different approach, that it was a little more realistic, that they recognized the problem, but it's not immediately solved. And even though doing so might save the planet, it's no one's choice but the Kalons to learn the value that the elderly do have, and that they should be cherished and not exterminated.
Wow. Beautifully said.
Well done. Well said.
Yep.
Mark?
Oh
Okay,
wait.
yep.
No,
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 Phil's
she
got
has one more, guys.
Oh,
She
you
has
have
one
one
more.
more? I'm sorry,
I thought,
Jill.
yep.
That's
I thought
okay.
you stopped.
And
My apologies,
and then
Jill.
my first best is Data's Day.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, I really didn't know yours, Raquel.
I
This
love you,
epi-
my fellow nerd, my fellow INTJ. I love
'Cause
you.
this episode marked a grand evolution of Data's character, in which he extends his programming to allow him to predict the emotions and to mimic them. And I love that they do this instead of allowing him to get an emotion chip, because part of his charm is trying to understand humanity. And this seems to carry him throughout the series and opens up his ability to extend Brent Spiner's range.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also introduced to one of the most realistic couples in all of Star Trek, whom we will see more of in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
There you go.
And there's my list.
Well done, Jill. Absolutely. Now, did you, Jill, or you, Raquel, want to rattle off 3 quickies that were your honorable mentions, or did you want to?
Oh,
Unless
I'll
you
let
don't
Jill
have
go
them.
first. Let me think for a minute.
Oh,
We'll come back to you if you want. 'Cause
mean-
that's what I did. But
I mean, the first one I think of is The Wounded was pretty good.
Mhm.
It was a classic way of working together with an enemy. I always love those kind of things because that's what Star Trek's really about to me, is, you know, working together and someone against someone who's usually a friend. So they were working together against someone who should have been on their side, the
Right.
Starfleet. And that one makes really good use of Chief O'Brien, who struggles with his PTSD and stuff.
Mhm.
And he sings a lovely song to save the day.
okay, excellent.
Yeah, I think The Wounded is good, but you know what? I also really love Family. I think Family is good, and First Contact are also really good too. The Wounded, I think,
Oh, yeah,
for
Family.
honorable mentions, I think I would do Wounded, I would do Family, and I would do First Contact. Those ones, these are big impact. But of course, you know, I have a weird opinion on this stuff because, you know, I watch it every year, and I'm a different person through the decades of watching this stuff. So for me, different things call out to me or sing to me and connect with me in different ways in different parts of my life. Because of course, I'm a different person and I'm at a different stage of my life.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you talk to me another day, and I might have said Family too.
Yeah.
no, I totally get that. Mark, listen
Okay.
your-
Yeah, sure. I got my list here, which I was trying to tweak because there is some really good stuff, and I agree with all those picks. So, like I did before, I'll just give you what I thought was good, and I'll give you my top 3. So, the good was, of course, Best of Both Worlds. That's part 2. I guess that's kind of cheating. That's the second part of it, but of course that's great, you know, an
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, that's kind of like that's on everyone's list, right? I mean, cheater. But I mean, that's there, cheating and redemption, right? I mean, but those are, you know, so I'm give you the ones besides those 2, you know, most obvious ones. But
Yep.
I like Reunion a lot.
Yeah.
Data's Day.
Yep.
The Host.
Yep.
Clues.
Yeah. Clues.
Nth Degree. Galaxy's Child. The Wounded and Brothers. I guess those would be, as LT says, you know, in your top 10, or, you know, and you know, other ones I did obviously like, but those were, you know, those are rise to the top. And if I'm taking out Best of Both Worlds and Redemption, I would have to say I would pick as number 3 best one. I would say the Host, because I think that opened up a whole new alien species and asked all kinds of questions about what, you know, who do you love, and what is love, and all those interesting topics that Star Trek explores so well without banging over the head, and you could really think about things, and really you can watch that, you know, what's that, 20 years later plus later. You know, math is hard. I'm joking, but whatever old that episode was, yeah, I mean, that episode still works today. Data's Day, yeah, is a fantastic episode. Just a slice of life, you know, the fish out of water. Data, you know, learning to dance with Crusher. You've got the you know, the subplot with the Romulans. It's also a really well done subplot, throwing in that Sherlock Holmes, you know, analysis twist there, and So there's the B story, whatever you want to call the A or the B story. That one, they're both well done, and just Data is our Spock in terms of reflecting what makes us human, but just done in such a brilliant way. And Roddenberry did it again with that character, so it's not an obvious copy. It's a someone who wants to become human, and just having him watch and learn to be human. It's just, and Spiner is just so fantastic in that episode. It's just a really fun episode to watch. And God, what would I pick as my best? I guess Redemption would be my best. All right, well, I can't pick that. I said I wouldn't, but I love the Klingon episode. I'll go with Reunion, because I love Susie Plax, and I just love that whole setting up that whole Klingon drama. And then she's such a great actress, obviously gorgeous too, but just her spunk and personality, and just those two. I wish she had survived that episode. Spoiler warning. But that would have been a great pair, and I could have seen them being on a show together. But that episode, and the way the Klingon intrigue, and the Machiavellian plots that go through all these characters are just so well done. It's kind of like Game of Thrones, before Game of Thrones. So it's just really fun, and Worf is just fantastic. Michael Dorn brings that character to life, and this season on the whole was, if you take out those clunkers, of course Raquel watches those in order, but they were just really well done, and then season ended on a fantastic note too, with that Redemption episode. So just a job well done by the writers for the most part.
Nice picks, Mark. Mike, nice pick. Nice picks. I love all your picks, Mark. Great picks.
Indeed. Everyone, if you'll put your suckles and then put your good ones that you like in separate chats, we'll mark them and we'll get to them and whatever, because I'll handle mine right now. I just went ahead, instead of doing honorable mentions, to hell with. I'm doing 6. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're the cap. You can do whatever hell you want, right?
Cheetah.
Mutiny. Is the crew gonna mutiny now?
Yeah, that's a fine way to bring the two-parters in.
I would never mutiny against Clobby.
Mark, you named 8 episodes. How much?
Yeah, Mark.
Jesus God, dude. God. What the hell are you talking about? I wasn't gonna do it till you named like 8 episodes. I'm like, screw it, I'll do 6.
I can never. That's why I can never decide. That's my problem.
Jill and I actually followed the rules.
Yeah. But then I messed it up by giving you the honorable mention crap. But anyway, the thing is, it's tough to put them in any kind of particular order, so I'll just go 6 to 1, counting down at 6. One no one talked about, Devil's Due.
Okay.
Really enjoyed that one. I thought that was one of the episodes has a really great concept and very funny, and it mixed a lot of good humor with some really interesting, very Trekish ideas. Yes. I think that episode doesn't get enough credit.
It's very TOS.
Yeah, really enjoy that one. I really like the drum head a lot, just for the questions it raises and the question. I mean, it's just something about that kind of story always gets to me. So I like that one a lot.
That was number 4 for me.
There you go.
I had gone. It would have been an honorable mention. I just.
Cool. Well, like I said, you can name other ones, of course. Then Redemption at 4. I don't know why I'm a sentimental old duff, I guess, but I got Family at number 3. Just something about that episode. I've watched it a lot, and you wouldn't think I would have, because nothing happens and yet everything happens.
Yes.
Number 2 is First Contact. I love that episode. I think that is some pure, brilliant Star Trek. It's one of those things that just feels one of the things that feels like the Star Trek should always be about. You all named a bunch of great ones, but for some reason, what I love the most of the season probably was the Nth Degree. I got that at number 1.
Yes.
Just you all named all the virtues of it there. This beautiful, brilliant story. Light Schultz is just fantastic. So there are a lot of other good ones. You all named a lot of other great ones. And again, yes, I did talk about how inconsistent the show is, but this show is a little bit more consistent. This season was a little bit more consistent, but I guess just some crappy ones were interspersed. However, for the most part, when you get a 4-episode block that we would do, we would usually at least maybe batting like 500, like 2 good ones and 2, maybe an one, then maybe a horrible one. We rarely had like 4 horrible ones in a week or something, at least, which did used to happen. It happened, but I mean, not as much as the.
Yeah, I
other
think there was one
seasons.
stretch a few weeks ago where they were all really bad, right? That was all the relationship.
Yeah, there was
episodes.
one good one.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was like an ugly week, but we still have an awesome time anyway. It doesn't matter.
Fun no
Oh,
matter
yeah.
what. Fun no matter what. So,
Well, Captain, as usual, I totally agree with your picks. I think your picks are beautiful, and I 100% agree. Fabulous picks, Captain. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's see. I guess the chat didn't give us that much of ones they like, but we'll see. What we got. Some sucklers here. Let's see here.
Looks like
See what-
Chef's going off.
Is it? Maybe my chat's just stopped. Like my chat has stopped at like 11:43. Are you seeing more chat than I am?
I'm seeing all the way to right now. Yep.
Mine's not working.
Nope, I'm seeing all the way.
I can see Phantom Outsider saying family showed the wrong brother joined Starfleet.
Oh, no, mine is stopped at 11:43. I have no idea.
Mine too.
Why.
Mine too.
Only the StreamYards one is.
Well, I'm in the YouTubes, but I've got I have a separate window open with YouTube.
Hell? Are we being heard? Because I can't.
I don't know, but we're frozen. Hold on.
I'm
Let's
showing.
make sure that we're being heard here.
Well, I'm going to turn my camera on. Yep, my camera's. See if I show
No,
up.
no, I'm showing that we're live.
Good.
But the chat hasn't moved. My chat hasn't moved, but it's moving for you all out there.
Freaky.
Weird.
Yeah, it's moving on YouTube.
That's
but
never
not
happened.
here in StreamYards.
But are we on live? Oh, they.
Yep. Everything's okay. And the comments are just coming like wildfire. Everyone's still talking.
Wow.
Boss man. Everyone's talking. Everything's fine.
Well, if you're hearing me, everyone, I would love to read all your comments, but I'm not getting them through my damn StreamYards. What the hell's wrong with you, StreamYards, you piece of filth? Wow.
Yeah, something really freaky's going on.
Well, I'm seeing I could read some of them, the ones that I see, I guess, but I'm seeing the bad ones. I'm going to get to the good ones. Or Jill, you have the good ones starting?
Wonder what would happen if I refreshed. No. You can't refresh the chat.
Wow.
This sucks.
Okay. Do you want me to read some of the starred ones? Are you able to access the starred ones?
I got the starred ones, the few I was able to star. Like, for example, Lord Thoth said tactical sucked, number one. Let's see here. Remember Me. Number two, The Lost. Number three, Final Mission. Dishonorable mention. Night Terror is the best. He loved The Wounded the best. Redemption's Part 1.
Uh-huh.
And number three, Best of Both Worlds Part 2.
Nice.
Honorable mention, Cupid. I didn't know you liked Cupid that much. Weird.
Nice picks.
Oh, we have a super chat? Oh, my. Do we have a super chat there, Jill? Thank you. From Dadman, is that right?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Are you still with us, Jill?
Yeah. He had a super chat, and I put it here in the private chat for you.
Okay, let's see here. Dadman Walking, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. It says, do we need to put Raquel on a count on the number of times she says the word suck, sort of like a pitch count in baseball? Oh my goodness.
I love you, Dadman Clan.
Way to go, Dadman.
Thank you.
Hail to the Dadman Clan.
Hail to the Dadman Clan. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Mark D with a C. Put this. Oh, I don't know in here for me. Cardinal Sin for $5. Thank you, Cardinal Sin. Did Measure of a Man have a special extended version on the home video version? I don't think so, sir. Not that I know of.
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of, buddy.
I don't think so either. I've watched that before on DVD. There might be some good special features on that disc. It's been a long time, but that R&B worked on, of course, for TNG. So I'm sure they talk about that episode, but I don't remember seeing. I don't know if there were that many deleted.
Anti-derivative Jill, I really appreciate it. Communications Officer Anti-derivative Jill, folks. Thank you so much for saving the day.
Well done, Jill.
And Hungry Boy says that perhaps it's because I have reached the StreamYard raspberry limit.
I don't know. Enigmatic Drop Bear says top 3 suck. Let's see here. As long as we're still going live, I guess it's fine. It's just a shame. I'm going to miss a whole bunch of these, but he says top 3 suck. The Loss, D-. Remember Me, D-. Night Terrors, F. Dishonorable mention. Episode 25, the In Theory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good one. Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Hungry Boy, worst. Loss. Night Terrors, In Theory. I threw used food containers at the screen. Raymond says the Suckers, The Loss, In Theory, and the Drumhead.
Whoa.
Wow.
I don't understand, but I forgot that he'd. Oh well, it's okay.
Yep.
Best
All right.
for Hungry Boy was best for me. Throw 3 darts, hit 3 good data episodes. Okay. But there was one bad data episode, but it wasn't his fault. Mr. Angel, the chef says, suck. Night Terrors, and more Night Terrors. And for ultimate stupid Geordie torture episode, I will not say the name. Yep, the suckiness is beyond. Yeah, that was sucky.
Yeah, agreed.
J25. I am not a fan of Clues or Cupid. I didn't like Cupid much, but I liked Q's a lot. But thank you, JT2.
Oh my goodness. Snail Messiah just sent a very generous super chat.
Nth Degree and the Wounded Mic Drop for Zathras. He likes those. I think he likes those. I don't think he hates them. I think those are not sucky ones. Oh, let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh, Snail Messiah, you are too kind. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I can't post it up there.
Yeah.
I have no way of doing it with our chat down. I apologize. Snail Messiah with a I think it is Danish krona.
Mm-hmm.
Called $50. Thank you so much, my friend. You were again way too kind. It says, I can't say enough how much I appreciate this stream and all it represents. Hosts and chat, you're all 3 kinds of awesome with a cherry on top. Thank you so much.
So nice.
Love you. Thank you.
Snail, you were too kind, my friend. And you know what, though? I always give my cherry to someone else because I don't know why they put cherries on my
Sunday
ice cream. Even Chick-fil-A, they put the cherry on your milkshake for some reason.
I'll take your cherry.
So to speak. I hope. Well, but yes, I always give it to somebody else. Anthony Rivovich puts one in the chair. Oh, Lord Thoth. Okay, we got Lord Thoth. Thank you, Jill. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Lord Thoth, the wounded because of the senior officer suffering from PTSD, and the chief and his PTSD, and how soldiers are there for each other. Thank you. Thoth,
Snail Messiah is so sweet. He says 50 Danish krona is like $8 in the US. It's not that generous. What is part of a human?
Wow, no, thank you though. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Everything is, it's all generous. Believe me.
That's right.
I appreciate it. Yes, no, it's more than you can. More than I'm capable of expressing. I can tell you that much. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Who's this from? Hungry Boy says, stick with 3 each only. Best for me, host. Maybe the host. Okay, then throw 2 darts, hit 2 good data episodes. Worst, The Loss, Night Terrors, and In Theory. Oh, hey, Captain Marty Spock.
Yeah, we're just
change your name on me again, dude.
Yeah, I love his new avatar with Marty from.
So you can tell what Captain Cockney Spock is talking about by reading his name. He must be talking about time travel and Back to the Future.
Yeah, I was just mentioning about how we hated time travel. We're sick of time travel. So I'd mention you, Captain. So thanks for popping in.
Good to see you there, sir.
Tiki of Doom.
Who?
Oh, we have someone joined the chat. His name or her name is Tiki of Doom.
With Donatello, one of the turtles as the avatar.
I don't know, a new person, but hello.
Welcome.
Always like to have new people here. Welcome, Tiki of Doom. Let's see here. Thank you, Jill. Appreciate the help there. Captain. Wolfie says, wounded, Nth Degree, Date is Day, worst, not final enough, mission, yeah, in Thorny, The Loss, and what a loss, yes. Snortapoopus list, Absolute. Let's see. Absolute number one raspberry suckage episode. The Lost Total. The awesome Android episode. Data's Day. Well, there you go. When people say awesome Android, I think of the Mad Thinkers. Awesome Android. But a geek would. Let's see if this my chat ever came back. No,
Sandra's excuse me. Sandra's going to bed, so
okay.
She's saying good night. So good night, Sandra.
Good night,
Good night, Sandra.
This aggravates me so much not having this.
Yeah, I don't know if you refresh the screen. Maybe try. I'm going to try to refresh my screen and see what happens. Hopefully, you won't lose me and see if the chat picks up.
If I refresh, it's not going to end the stream, is it?
I don't think so. But let me try it first and see what happens. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it would end the stream.
Yeah, I'm not going to take a chance.
Yeah, it would definitely end the stream if you hit refresh.
Huh. What if I got out? No, it wouldn't work either. And yours isn't working either, right? Number one?
Nope. It froze at 43 minutes past the hour on Cardinal Sin, where he said, "Hail Zathras 61," and nothing since then. And I will also note that the people count, the person count in the room is frozen at this time as well.
I refreshed and
But
I have
the
all the
live count isn't.
I have all the comments working again, but I don't know what that does to you if the stream, if Clobby does that. But when I did
with two of us here, maybe it wouldn't in the stream.
Well,
what if Raquel refreshed, but I stay here?
you could do that, yeah, because then Raquel can show the comments, yeah.
If you could, in other words, Raquel, we can't lose you, Raquel, because you could come back in and I'll be able to put you back in.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I can't.
I shall return.
Try it. There you go.
Goodbye.
See if it works.
But it did work when now I'm seeing the comments again. So they must have had a glitch in the communication between YouTube and StreamYard. So now it's working again. I can see the comments in good old StreamYard. So just a glitch, yep. Communications glitch, yep. I'm amazed that this stuff actually works when you think about it. It is Star Trek tech. I mean, we're all around the world, chatting Star Trek, and you can share video and chat with everyone. It's just
Did it work?
Yes, it worked. It worked.
So should I try it?
You could, but I think that it would end the stream because you are the parent of the stream.
It might not, because we've had that happen before. Remember months ago where Purple left the stream, like you left and Purple was on, the stream was still going, and then
as long as the stream is still alive, he should be able to join back in.
Yeah, you should be able to refresh, I think.
Just.
Well, did you refresh? Or
no,
did you
I left
go
the
out?
room and entered through the URL that you sent me privately, and I suggest you do the same.
Oh.
I don't know about this whole refresh thing.
Clobby, go open a new tab in Chrome and enter using that tab, and then close the other tab.
That's a great idea.
Okay. That's why we'll pay him the big bucks.
That's why you pay me the big bucks. Yep. you sent me this. Yep.
Let's try this here.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work, what do I have to do with this? Just kidding.
See, really weird. And once again, it's not showing the room count now on my side in StreamYard. So something's going on with StreamYards, folks.
But at least we're getting the comments through again on StreamYard. Yep. Yeah, LT, famous last words. Yeah.
No, my chat just froze again.
I just froze again?
Yep.
Nope.
No, I'm in twice.
Yep.
It's double the clobbering time.
Double the clobbering time. Yeah, it's for not.
It froze up again on me too. You're right.
Yeah,
Raquel.
it's
you hear me?
It's freezing anyway.
Well,
my chat's back.
Not for long.
Mine froze up again too. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have a viewer count.
YouTube communications problem, so but we'll make do. We're having fun either way.
I don't have a viewer count, but I have.
Yeah, neither do I. There's something going on with StreamYards tonight. They're having some technical difficulties.
Well, I have 25 watching right now on the YouTube side, so which is a good crowd.
Okie dokie. Well, dang, that sucks. Yeah, but that was a good idea, though, Mark. Although I think you can dump out and then come back in. If like that happened before, like you said, I was totally thrown out. My internet went down and Purple stayed on.
Yep.
So, but still, I didn't want to risk it because I don't trust it. Anyway, Jill put some stuff in the chat. Let me see. In the private chat. Oh, it's not there anymore. Oh, because I have a completely different private chat. Was there anything I needed to see, Jill, before I got out, or?
Oh yeah, I just posted some other ones that I noticed. I'll post them
Okay,
again.
just normal chat stuff.
Just, no, the audience's best and worst.
Just walked
Oh,
through
okay.
the door.
Okay, I
And
got you.
Snail Messiah, I noticed the same thing. We dropped from 34 to 36 all the way down to 24 and 25. So yeah, something's going on with StreamYard. We can't see the count on this side of StreamYard now. And despite refreshing, the chat is still frozen. It just freezes the minute, like about a minute after you walk or get into the room right on this side of StreamYard. So it sucks.
Wow. Well, the thing says, let's see, what am the thing? Something that's one of the most enduring. I'm not sure what that means.
Oh,
I think he's
12:01
trying to
a.m.
say episode 25 is one of my most enduring, but I
Okay.
don't really know if that's.
I don't
what
know
he's
by
saying or not.
numbers. I got you.
I was just guessing.
No,
Oh,
I
that
gotcha.
would be
that one. I actually. Go ahead.
What is that? Is that in theory?
Let me see if I can.
Is that number 25 of that season?
Oh yeah, so then that can't be what he meant.
It's clobbering time. It's clobbering.
Unless he does.
I don't know. Oh, let's see.
Yeah, 25 is in theory, but we also have on the, like, if you're on the YouTube side, we have the thing very active in the chat. The thing just put triple or quadruple back-to-back comments. It's clobbering time. It's clobbering time.
I wonder if this versus someone that we know. Is this? You think this could be Mr. Well, if you're someone I follow on Twitter, just say yes, and you don't have to say the name. I'll know who you are. Let's see here. The absolute best, the nth degree, says Kal-El. The absolute worst, and the reason to get a restraining order, even on the 21st century, is in theory. Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, so crew, distinguished crew of the Starship Lobby Prize. What would be your overall rating of season 4? We always give them a rating, and then all of my friends out there, if you feel like it, please give your rating for season 4.
I wonder if we could do. I don't know how to do those YouTube surveys, but I've seen people do those questions before. But that would be fun to do. That's too late for now, but that'd always be fun to put a survey up or like.
Yeah, I could do it. Probably. No. I thought I could. Maybe there's a way. Let's see here.
I've seen people do surveys and questions before.
Yeah, I see them do it all the time.
I've never done it or tried it. I don't know how to do it. So, but yeah, that would be fun.
Well,
wish I could help, but although I'm
can't.
quite proficient with software, I've never had a hankering to be a YouTube star, so I have minimal exposure to the StreamYard. I haven't even downloaded it. So sorry, guys. Maybe I should, so that I'm able to help you out a little bit more. But yeah, just never been interested in having StreamYard or having my own YouTube channel. So it's not something I've been looking at. Sorry.
It's not a StreamYard thing anyway. It's a YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a YouTube I've seen, but that's just the engineering aside for another time maybe. But who do you want to go first on the season?
Yeah, it looks like it stopped again, the damn chat.
I can see it on the YouTube side.
Oh, so. No, well, yeah, it did stop. Oh, well. All right, if in case it stopped, everyone, just if you could put your, unless you may already have. So
yeah, I can copy them in, and then you can put them up. Let's see. Here's one from from Cal. Put that in private chat.
All right. Yeah, if you could, we'll give ours first. They can give theirs when they want, but we'll go back to them. Oh, the chats! Why are you doing this? Stupid. Anyway, number 1, what is your rating? Your ranking of rating, I should say, of season 4.
Well, I think I'm going to give season 4 a much higher grade than it deserves, and only because we're finally out of the effing weeds, and we're now out on the road. We are officially taking our journey with TNG, we're nice and cozy now. We know who we are. We have an identity, and we're able to act on that, and do it in a way that's convincing and enjoyable. So despite the rough patches, I'm going to just go ahead and say that I'm going to give it an A-, and only because we are finally out of the weeds. So when you're covered in something that you just don't want on you, and you finally get it off of you, how great you feel.
Yeah.
Season 4, and now we're on our way to season 5.
Well,
Yeah.
excellent.
I
Jill,
agree.
what is your
I
rating?
agree so much with Raquel. Like objectively, I want to give it a B+, but subjectively, just I feel so good about this season that I bump it up to
Right.
an A. And it starts
you
off
go.
strong with the best of both worlds, capping off with the redemption. Just so beautiful, getting to the heart of what Next Generation is about, and how Data should be captain and Worf should be first officer. But I'm just saying. I mean, it does have some of the worst episodes because of Deanna Troy, but I'm not letting her drag down the season for me.
That's
Well,
right.
that's good.
That's it for me.
There you go. Mark.
Sure. So I 100% agree with Jill and Briggs, because I don't want to get kicked off the Clobby Prize now. But no, that's great. No, I mean, I was thinking the same thing, like B+, and I always rate things higher. So then I was going to say A- too, because it ends on a high note, and the last few episodes, Redemption is just such a great way to end. I mean, you had that clunker of in theory, kind of close to the end of the season, unfortunately, before you start Redemption. But there's some great episodes, and some Star Trek feeling episodes, and this is where the series really wins you over, where you say, yeah, this is Star Trek. So I was trying to get my Star Trek shirt to show and wear, but I'm trying to do some engineering work on it, but it's actually a light up Star Trek shirt. So I always got to put something in my reviews for Raquel. I was going to show you that later, but it's actually a light up Star Trek shirt, which is not
the one that
function.
lights up.
That's the one that lights up. So I was getting this to work, but when originally I was watching this as a Star Trek fan, where I was in college and waiting to watch TNG, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be, let's see if this is good. And the first few seasons were kind of clunkers, and then by the time this season hits and you've got best of both worlds, come on, light up shirt, you can do it. It was lighting up
May
before.
I please? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I must, because one of our great friends is walking out of the room. He can't stay awake any longer. It actually could be the whole family. So Dadman Clan, he says, I'm sorry I have to go to sleep. I'm going to give the season a C. Either really good or really bad, and not much in the middle. So Dadman Walking, or Dadman Clan, thank you so much for being here tonight, and thank you so much for joining us. Great comments as always. You are a great friend to this show, to this channel, and this community. Good night, folks.
So you can still see the chat on your side then?
No, I've opened up my laptop.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good night,
YouTube,
Dad
yeah.
Man Walking.
Good night,
Night,
Dad Man.
man.
Have a great
Night,
time
buddy.
in Orlando. Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
my
wow. So this
goodness.
is sort of, oh, there it goes. See, it's lighting up.
What in the hell?
It's a light up T-shirt. See, it's lighting
Very
up.
cool.
See, there it goes.
Nice.
Oh, and you bought that around the time of the season?
I bought this, well, probably in the 90s. I think this was, God, I can't, it's been so, but I was just thinking, how I was going to show this to Raquel after, because we are talking about, cool Star Trek T-shirts. I'm like, oh, yeah, I have and this is where I think, TNG, you're like, yeah, it's not just it's not a replacement. It's a continuation. It's, doing a good job of carrying the Star Trek mantle. And it's something to really be proud of and have fun.
I'd
fun
wear that
watching.
every day.
You like that?
I would wear that every day.
If I turn the lights off,
Especially to
you'd
the
see it
grocery store.
better.
You know what I mean?
You got to remember not to wash it though, or you got to hand wash it. But yeah, and the front part of the Enterprise should light up too. Come on, oh, I got to resolder it maybe, or do connections are getting bad. But anyway, I thought that was fun. And always
Oh
love
wow,
showing off
Cardinal
this
Sin,
stuff.
that's very kind of you. That is a very, very incredibly sweet comment.
But yeah, so great season, and just love this, and it's going to be another few good seasons to go. And Gene Roddenberry had a great vision too. He did a great job in setting up some really interesting characters aside from, all right, Wesley and Troy, but they all can't be winners. But the whole cast, gels, and it all works together really well. And it's it's an A-. So I wonder what did LT give it rating? I wonder what his he always rates stuff. So what he rated the season.
Yeah,
oh, here he goes.
I didn't rate it yet.
Just now. There we go. All right. So my grade is always a grade higher than LT. So that's perfect. Yep.
Well, I was going to give my grade before I gave everyone else's. I mean, in the chats, mine is going to be a B+. It's going to too many horrendous episodes. Yes, not as many as last season, but there are enough really rotten ones to keep it quite from the A. But it's still a better season. But where we at?
Wow.
Yeah, I gave
Cardinal
extra credit.
Sin again.
Besides, I'm in a bad mood because of this stupid chat thing. But anyway,
Cardinal Sin is throwing
an
up super chat after super chat, just being a very, very kind and very gracious viewer. And so Cardinal Sin has left a $2 super chat. He says, Raquel, you are a YouTube star. I love you very much. That is so sweet of you. I prefer to just be on the side of the real stars. And then Cardinal Sin gives us a $10 super chat, US $10 super chat. He says, an extended version was known to exist of Melinda Snodgrass's Measure of a Man episode released in 2012. The runtime is 57 minutes, 13 minutes longer than the original broadcast version. So that's his $10 super chat. Thank you so much for supporting this show and this channel.
Thank you, Cardinal. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. JT25. I'm now looking at the YouTube chat since I can't get mine up and running. It's the only way I can see anything there that way. So it says waiting for season 4. I'm sorry I can't highlight it because I'm in the YouTube there. Back in the day, I wondered what if they had split the series Riker captain of a new ship and the E with Picard. I hear you. Probably would have been better. I don't know. You never know. But thank you so much for that.
That's actually a pretty cool idea.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they would have made the Decker unit Billy Campbell.
Yes.
Right, Jill?
Billy Campbell, all the way. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Don't make him the outrageous Accountant. Make him Riker.
Outrageous. Yeah. Outrageous. Yep. Outrageous. Let's see here. Okay, some of the ones that are in my private chat you guys put in there. Let me go. The Kal-El gave the season an A-. He said the season might have gotten a slightly higher grade, except there were a few questionable episodes throughout. Still, this was when the series finally started to tell its own good stories and not solely rely on TOS for ideas. Mega Cropper gave it an A-.
And as we saw, when it did go for TOS, it did it right this season with the
right. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Devils do there. B+ for Zathras. And let's see here. Hungry Boy. Sometimes good outweighs the bad. So season 4, he gives it 4 semi-hungry hordas for season 4. Raquel,
say that 3 times fast while chewing bubble gum and patting your head.
I'm too aggravated with StreamYard to say anything clearly right now. I'm so mad at it. They're getting a very bad review.
We're at the end of the broadcast. What went wrong? What went right?
They will know. Not that they'll care. Snail Messiah. Ladies, what? Oh, I have a question. Next Star Trek captain, Henry Cavill. Any thoughts? Should he frequently take baths in his Witcher's cabin? Snail Messiah. I guess I'll have to let the ladies answer it because I don't make real Trek anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter if they put him on there. But I can tell you this: they would never put him with the new one.
So what are my choices?
No choices. For some reason, I just want you to ogle Henry Cavill. I guess he just wants you to.
For me, Henry Cavill is a dud. That's a misfire. Not interested. I don't find that guy attractive. I'm a nerd. I don't find that kind of guy attractive.
Yeah, he's okay.
I like nerds.
Jill,
Alright.
go for it. You were
I'm,
you were
I'm
you were
not.
addressed.
I'm not commenting. Not getting near that
You
one.
did say the lady, so Jill.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to address? Don't worry, Jill. We know
Oh
the ladies
no,
like him.
that's all the opinion I have on it. He's all right.
He's all right.
He's all
But
right.
I prefer nerds too.
Yeah.
He's a
See,
nerd. He
not
plays,
it's not a
he plays
monolithic,
video games.
thing.
He's a nerd.
No, he's not. Does he make you a nerd?
No, they showed him like him playing him making his own computer for video games and stuff, putting it together.
Yeah, he was
and
building a
everything.
computer. Yeah,
He was, yeah.
Really?
yeah. Star Wars
Yeah.
Girl kept rewinding and rewinding it.
Yeah, she loves him. Let's see here. And Stale Messiah, why?
Insert
Why?
barf icon.
Just why? Why
Okay.
would you ask that question? Let's see. Phantom Outsider says B. C is average. This was better. In season 4, we saw the last of Woosley, so we will see the end of the rebellion. Oh, wait, mixing franchises. Yes. J25 says, I feel like it's a solid A. Thank you. Okay. Okay. No, damn man's gonna sleep. Tiki of Doom. Tiki of Doom. Good to hear Star Trek talk again. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Snorty says B minus. There were a few too many clunkers, but I'm a harsh bear. You are.
Somebody throw that bear some Arctic char. Throw that Arctic char in the chat. And a few little chin scritchies wouldn't hurt.
That's your department. Lord of Thoth says season B rating B minus. Lots of great episodes, lots of duds. Probably my favorite TNG season. Oh wow, okay. That was changed. Okay. Enigmatic Drop Bear says, you want to do this one, Raquel? You want me to do it? He's got 4, but I only see 1.
Oh, I kind of posted them together. So it's 1 of 4 and then 2 of 4.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was my bad. Yep.
It's in the
That's why I'm
private
not communications officer.
Oops, that's not so good.
I'm just currently looking up how to do a YouTube poll.
It's in the private chat. If you want me to do it, I can do it though. It's an Enigmatic Drop Bear.
Enigmatic?
122 in the private chat.
Yeah, it's not much in there. You can find it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
you want.
1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3. Okay, they're all here. I got it. Okay. Enigmatic Drop Bear is doing a 4-parter. He gives the entire season a B. He says, this season was typified by serialized storylines and family themes. Thankfully, these elements were also this season's strongest aspects. It started with the Picard family reunion and concluded with the reinstatement of Worf's family honor within the context of the Duras family's Romulan conspiracy and Klingon civil war. In between, we discovered Worf had a son and witnessed the indignity of his discommendation. Miles O'Brien's character was expanded through the lens of his relationship with Keiko. That character I find annoying. Wesley left the Enterprise.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yay! Tasha Yar apparently had a half Romulan daughter. In Future Imperfect, we explored a Romulan-contrived future for Riker where he had a family with Minuet. Great review. Thank you so much.
I have a lot of complicated feelings about Keiko, but we'll get to that in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, she's a slightly annoying wife and is like, she's domineering and sometimes a little heartless, but we'll get to that when we get to the episodes.
But what I do love is the Chief O'Brien character, where he's, of course, as the engineering person. I love that. But he was kind of a just the transporter chief, and you wonder people liked him, and then kept giving him an expanded role, and of course, it becomes one of the main leads on DS9. But I love how that character was developed, and that could have been Tasha Yar, right, if she had stuck around with the series. So I'm glad she left. Maybe we would have gotten Chief O'Brien or so many stories with him. But that's an example of a behind quote unquote behind the scenes character that's expanded.
That was a part of my review but I cut it out. That that I felt like Redemptions made room on the bridge for Chief O'Brien to come on, and I wondered if that helped out
his character.
Yeah, because his character becomes much more well-rounded, going forward, and I'm sure I don't know, it probably wasn't planned that way, but that's what happens when you have a character that's popular, and then just for a few scenes, oh, let's give him this, give him that, and then you become a well-loved. I love Chief O'Brien. He's a great
because
great
he earned
character.
it, though.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
a periphery player who decided to earn it, and to create compelling moments where he wanted to be involved with the franchise, and he wanted to do his best, and it comes from also understanding the franchise, understanding the kind of storytelling that Star Trek does. Although you're related to Bing Crosby, you don't just show up one day and you're the star of the show, especially when you try out to be a periphery character. And so coming there and expecting that, I think she was setting herself up for failure. I don't think that's anything that was done to her. I think she did that to herself. And so I kind of think she got what she deserved, especially after those really, really over the top harsh comments. What I forget her exact words, but it was something along, it was killing me. They were smothering me. We were dying on set. I couldn't wait to get out of there.
Her problem was just that she was just so self-absorbed. She could only think about herself and nobody else.
Yeah, but that's true, Jill, because when you decide to become a part of what you expect to be this ensemble cast, and you're going to be, you're going to be a part of this group, you have to give and take as an actor or an actress or whatever you want to be called, right? You have to, there is give and take there, and you have to be gracious. You can't just show up and say, this needs to be about me. Me, 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 or bye.
Bye. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people that are worked would love to suffer on the bridge of the Enterprise, right? I mean, just how horrible is that? I mean,
yeah, terrible. Idiot.
It's all relative. I mean,
Max Redstone says B+, by the way. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, Enigmatic Drop Bear's review is probably my favorite season review. That was really well written.
Always. Edie's fantastic. Appreciate you, Edie. Absolutely, Joe. Max Redstone said, Woosley and Troy ran amok. Barclay and Data had to make up for the suck. Cardassians, Borg, and Lore all saved us from Bohr. But some of the episodes belong in the back of a truck.
That's amazing.
Sorry, I mangled that one for you, Redstone.
That's just incredible.
Let me do it again since you did way better.
Yes.
You deserved better than my stupid ass reading that wrong. All right. Wesley and actually, when I just thought it was a rating, I didn't know it was going to be. He didn't tell me it was going to be a limerick, and so I start reading halfway through, and I go, oh shit. So here we go. Woosley and Troy ran amok. Barclay and Data had to make up for the suck. Cardassians, Borg, and Lore all saved us from Bohr. But some of the episodes belong in the back of a truck. Oh, well done, Maximilian.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Amazing work.
Yeah.
You're hired.
Sort of Lucas doesn't like Keiko's. Why'd you put that there?
I was just putting that as a joke, just so you could. I don't know if you could see the chat, but
is this another aspect of O'Brien stuff?
Yes,
that's an ongoing theme.
Yeah.
Man, StreamYards. Oh, it's so StreamYards.
I can't believe this. Like, this is a bona
never
fide
happened.
debacle. I've never had anything like this happen before.
No.
And I don't know if it's StreamYard or if it's YouTube, but I will tell you, it's awful.
No,
it's bloody awful.
It's StreamYard. This is what's happening here. Is StreamYard, no question. To be fair, that's never happened before. So
Well, thankfully, it happened once the episodes were over. When all the reviews were in.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is happening all over, though. I'd like to know what's happening with our YouTube friends, see what's going on tonight.
Because the way it works is a API where the two communicate. So YouTube and StreamYard send the chat back and forth. So something could be wrong with the API, or YouTube did an update and don't tell StreamYard. I don't know who the heck knows. But they're not communicating with each other right now.
I does not know, but what I do know is what we will do now. I can't.
Yeah, that's true, Mark. Often we blame StreamYards, but sometimes it's a coding change on YouTube that affects the StreamYard code.
Yep.
Well, I hear you, but what can you do? Well, I could put. Let's see if I can put a link in there. What we'll do now is I will have my wonderful officer Raquel tell us about her literary works, if anyone can get that in there, and then we'll do our goodbyes.
Oh, it's so sad that we had to end this way this evening. Thank you so much, everyone, for.
I just figured we were done.
Yeah. Well, no, I just find it frustrating with the stupid chat. That's all.
Oh, no,
Thank you so much, Captain. I am selling my my short story collection on Amazon. If you like short stories, you can purchase them on Amazon by looking up R.M. Briggs. And if you like the kind of, Philip K. Dick, old Twilight Zone, and you like Edgar Allan Poe, you might like my stories. And I would appreciate your support. Before I give away the floor, I'd just like to say thank you to Mark D with a C for joining us tonight, and also our wonderful anti-derivative Jill for joining us on the panel tonight, and for all of the help with the wrenches, and to this beautiful community filled with wonderful people who support this channel and this show. I love you, Captain. Thank you so much.
I love you. You're the best. Number one, I appreciate you, and I want to before we start saying our goodbyes to everyone tonight, I want to thank the wonderful communications officer, anti-derivative Jill, for hanging out with us and coming on us on this special episode. And I think that maybe I don't know, maybe we'll make a tradition of it when we end up in the season. We have a little short panel like this where we have our crew members come on and review the season with us. What do you think? Number one, I like the way this went.
I think it was a heck of a lot of fun.
So if they're game, if they're able.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Always appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. I had a good time.
Well, thank you, Jill. And of course, thanks as always to our great chief engineer, Mark D with the C, for coming on and hanging out with us on this special Clobbering Time Saturday Night Star Trek, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. So,
and
well, you want me to? I can just say I'm
going
to have. Yeah, sure. Yep. So I've got
tell us what you got
some
going
quick
on.
videos planned for the week. We had a wee bout of shore leave in the house, but hopefully everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
If you know that reference. So
Dr. McCoy pulled me through.
Yeah, but he's going to pull us through. Yep. But for all you Star Trek fans, but yeah, just love being in this community and getting to hang out with you. Everyone here, and made some great friends, and it's just been super amount of fun, and it's great to get on with Jill and give our reviews for the end of the season. Really appreciate that chance, and check out my channel. Appreciate if you check out the toys, and why the heck not? I'm on Saturday Night Star Trek, so I'll show you you guys have maybe seen this before, but I got this big Playmobil Enterprise. So if you haven't seen that before, the review is coming. It
doesn't matter if I've seen it before. You can show it to me anytime you like.
Anytime, right? Yeah. Anytime. Yep. So, just love that new ship. Great addition to the fleet. So that was a lot of fun to get this holiday season. So look for more toy reviews and hanging out, and we're gonna have a lot of fun on Sunday night talking all things geek. But thank you very much.
All right, dude. Jill, you got anything going on? I know you stream sometimes. So.
Well, I don't really have anything going on my channel, so I think I'll go ahead and promote. I want to make sure everyone knows that I'll be talking about Deep Space Nine on Wednesday with Raymond on his King Dolphin TV show.
Oh, cool.
So we're not going episode by episode, so it's not going to be stepping on this. We're just going to generally talk about the things on the show, like Worf and the Dominion War, and hang out with the chat.
Hey, I'm pretty sure we don't own Star Trek, so believe me that we get. We're a long way from that one, but no, you guys do what you got to do, and we just support you, and we're happy that you're doing it. I mean, all the more Star Trek talk, the better out there, I say. So
here.
Shout out to Raymond. That is, of course, if I don't know if he's still here, but if he put I can't see the chat, Raymond, but if you are still here, put that link up, and that is going to be great. That'll be Wednesday night. I believe it's 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
5
Central. Correct.
Right. There you go. And of course, so our wonderful communications officer talking to our buddy Raymond about some Deep Space Nine. So please, everyone. And of course, Raymond's channel please go and subscribe to that as well. King Dolphin TV. There's a link in my description below, and I'm sure you might even be putting it in there in the link now. For all I know, I can't see it. So,
and before I forgot something. I'm going to be on Monday too. I'm going to be on History with R&R. I'll find the link, and we're going to be talking about the space program. We're going to be talking about the lunar orbiter, which my dad worked on and helped fix the shutter for that. And lunar orbiter was the space satellite that orbited the moon and took photos. So if you know that photo Moonrise, Earthrise, that was a satellite my dad worked on. So I'm going to be on History with R&R. I think it's 1 Eastern. I'll post the link on Monday.
Cool.
And we'll be talking space program, which I'm sure most people in this chat would like. And shout out to Mr. Angel for putting together my Discord server. So the link is in there. He just asked me to post that. So thanks again, Mr. Angel.
Oh, well, there you go. Well done, Chef. All right. Well, I guess Monday night, I don't know, it'll be comics related. That's all I know. Monday night, Mark C Comics. Not exactly sure what I'm sure what I'm doing. Then, of course, and then other than that, just stuff. I don't know what I'll be on the usual and all the usual streams for Clobbering Times and other places. I can't figure out what they all are at the moment. But anyway, let us do our. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Jill. Sorry about that. I can't put it up on the screen, but I can tell everyone. Next week's thrilling episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, starting season 5 properly, is Darmok, Ensign Rowe, Silicon Avatar, and Disaster. So there you go for those.
Dun, 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 dun.
That too. So time for from goodbyes to our wonderful friends. We like to shout everyone out. It is a Saturday night Star Trek tradition to shout everyone out, even if we know they're already left. What the hell? Raymond and Sandra Felicianos, thank you so much. Always great to see you here. Good night, my friends. The Comic Relief Crusader, thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Mr. Angel, Chef, thank you, buddy.
Chef, LLAP.
Your Muslim uncle, thank you.
Good night.
Good night indeed. The Lord Thoth, I think LT may have had to run, but LT, thank you, buddy. Avon lives, long live the Legion. Snortapoopas.
Snortapoopas!
Cuber!
The Thing. Clobber on, buddy. Zathras, number 61. Good to see you, Zathras.
Crap.
D-Bud, buddy. Man of Iron. Thank you, bros. And they call him Scuba Pete. Scuba
Pete! And Leslie. And family.
And Leslie. There you go. J-Man. Brother. Appreciate you. Hungry Boy. Thank you, buddy. Great to see you, my good friend. Great Kal-El. 48. Good to see you, buddy. Some person, I don't know who his name is. I think her name is Jill, and she doesn't like derivative things. Not anti-derivative Jill. Her name's on here.
Not necessarily all derivatives. I love the Orville.
There you go. Yes, there you go. Enigmatic Drop Berry D. Appreciate you.
ED.
The Bronze Wrencher, Eric K.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the help earlier, bud. Snail Messiah, thank you, my friend. And thank you. I sent you that email. So thank you. I finally actually checked an email for a change.
Night.
The lovely, lovely Sherry. Good to see. Thank you, Sherry, for being here.
Night, Sherry.
Stuart Mitchell, Dolly and Braces, never forget.
Yep, she had railroad tracks. She could tune in the radio. It's true. Just ask Stuart.
JT Kirk, buddy. Always a pleasure. The great Steve Mitchum. Brother. Phantom Outsider. Jaworski Pool and Practice. Where is that? Where is that strange masked man? Max Redstone, Master of Limerick.
True.
The man. The Woke Breaker. I think the Woke Breaker had to leave. It was when our chat was still working, but good to see you. Darius Munchausen. Andy Masterson. Ironcaster. Brian Muller. Gen Xer. Just Joe 47. Jobber Buddy. the Catman, aka Dee Myers. Michael Beacom, thank you so much, my friend. Keely Chow, Roll Tide, no matter what. Dave, Travels Through Times channel 2. Thank you. Mazerus, thank you. Monkey Jeebus, thank you so much. Eldritch Lord Hoster, yo, thank you, buddy. Mega Cropper, thank you so much. Pleasant Valley Picker, thank you. The Dadman Clan, thanks. Toxic Man Food, thank you so much for your contribution, buddy. TMF. You rock. Thank you. Wolfie!
Ow, ow,
JD Lewis. Always good to see you, JD Lewis, buddy. Mr. Tickle Trunk.
Mr. Tickle
Good
Trunk.
to see you. Canadian Spider-Man does whatever a Canadian spider can, buddy.
Spider-Man.
Wow,
What's
he
up,
swung in here so fast. I didn't even see him.
And sub to his, I just posted a link to Canadian Spider-Man's YouTube channel. So,
Oh, absolutely. Sub to Canadian Spider-Man, please. Apollonies, Minion, and
Popper.
J25. Thank you so much. I think I got that name right. Claude was here. Minimus was here.
Night, Mr. Parrish.
Cardinal Sin, thank you, buddy, for all your kind contributions. You were very generous, and I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so
very
much.
Nice comments.
Right,
Thank you
course.
so much for
Yes,
that.
thank you.
Absolutely. Tim's Talk, great to see you there, bud. Aaron Baker, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Captain, you're not fooling anyone. You are Captain Cockney Spock with that name change. I know you are. Tiki of Doom, thank you. And and that about wraps it up for tonight, folks. And I think an encore presentation of our our wonderful first officers production is in order. And then after that, the end credits. What do you think?
awesome. And what,
Yes,
blow up Wesley
absolutely.
again, too, maybe?
Well, I think
Sure.
that's what he meant. Oh.
No, that's next.
Just want to make sure we don't miss that, too, right?
Well, it is we a couple of tributes to the end of the season.
I protest. I am not a merry man.
And a tribute,
every time.
and a very serious tribute from our wonderful first officer. And then we will play the end credits. Thank you all, everyone. Appreciate you. Can't wait to see you again out there on the streams. Clobber on, clobberers. Made it too